right graphic soon. Anyway, you can see the coin toss going ahead. Welcome. My name's Steve Price. I'll be co-commentator and cameraman today, and I'm joined once again by my man Tom. Tom?
Thank you. Looking forward to being here. Obviously, really fortunate to go down and watch the Mavericks Olympians game last week. First commentary of the season for me, and that was an absolute barn burner of a game. So I'm assuming that was all because of my presence, and that this game will also be absolutely fantastic to watch.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. There you go. Hold on, let me just get this. I just want to prove to everyone that we've got the right graphic.
Sometimes you've got to make adjustments on the fly, you know.
I do apologise. Anyway, thank you for joining us today. I do want. Oh, let me just get the scoreboard up. Today's game's being brought to you by us, but we're sponsored. Our stream today sponsored by Warlord, a new movie starring Billy Boyd from Lord of the Rings, alongside cast members from Baldur's Gate 3, Harry Potter, and Battlestar Galactica. It's now out on Amazon Prime. So if you watched our live stream last week, you'll know all about it, and I hope that you've watched it. If you haven't, make sure you do. And watch it again, because there will be a quiz. No, there won't. Anyway.
Leave a review, tell them you came from Sportan Calder.
Yeah. So we can see about to kick off. We've got the London Warriors over here on the right with the black lids, white jerseys and black lowers. And going left to right, we've got the Bristol Aztecs in their new. They said it's not Colour Rush because they don't have Colour Rush socks. That's Colour Rush, right? Don't tell me that's not Colour Rush. Orange jerseys and lowers, and let's see how they do. You've got to win the first time you play in a new kit like this, haven't you, Tom?
I think you obviously want to. I mean, it's a very interesting game.
You always want to win. I'm saying you've got to win.
I mean,
Tom.
You probably don't wear the orange combo again if you lose, right?
Yeah, retire it.
We're not the best at tracking stats in Britball, but I think if we could start tracking uniform combinations, win-loss record.
Make the world a better place.
Yeah.
Guys, let us know in the chat. Oh, we can see some of the stuff coming in, who you're supporting, where you're supporting from. You can see some of the conversation, some of the chats coming in. I will pop them up on screen and react to some. So we saw a touchback there, so it's 1st and 10 for the Aztecs on their opening drive here, with Ethan Gretzinger in at QB, number 10.
Coming out in empty and then shifting into a formation with a fullback, but it seems like there is a delay of game.
Yep, delay of game. So starting off the game with a first penalty of the game against the Aztecs.
The players on the field are complaining that the back judge didn't put his hand up to give the 10-second signal. Normally the head judge, he'll give that hurry up offense call, and the back judge will put his hand up so that the quarterback can easily see when that 10 seconds is approaching. So, you know, first play of the game for both the officials and the two teams, so a little bit rusty.
1st and 15.
And that's a really nice run there to kick off the Aztecs drive. That was Emmanuel, number 26, making that play. You're going to see a lot of pulling in this game from both sides. I think the Warriors a little bit more of a power style team, whereas the Bristol Aztecs really build the run game around that pin pull before then looking for ways to counter what the defense is doing to try and stop that run in the first place. And yeah, it looks like a bit of a miscommunication on that throw out to the sideline, just not quite able to get the timing right. Brings up an important third and 7 early on in the game. Obviously punting from here, likely going to give good field position to Warriors if they have to do so, with the wind blowing from right to left.
It's a little bit windy and a little bit gusty.
Just a little bit, especially
but not too bad.
Especially with how flat it is around the outside. The wind can sort of really come in and start blowing a good gale if it picks up a bit. QB drops back looking for the quick pass out there to the flat. Looked like he had a receiver that was potentially coming open in behind it, but you know, when you get into those 3rd and 7, you're not necessarily thinking about getting to a 2nd or 3rd read. You're thinking that pressure's going to be coming, especially against a really strong Warriors defensive front. But I'm sure that after that first drive, they'll have seen a lot of things that they'll be able to talk about and adjust to as they come out for their second drive after the Warriors get an opportunity to move the ball.
It's not over. This could be a fake, Tom. Come on, it's not over yet. We love fakies. We love the fakie. Anyway, here's that Spencer Cutland, I'm assuming, back out there to take this punt, and he wheelies it downfield against the wind, and the ball is downed at around the 35-yard line, 34-yard line, pardon me. Yeah, 3 and out, really not much. Well, can you call it a 3 and out when there's a penalty on the first?
Yeah, you can. You can.
I don't know.
I think
because technically it's the 4th play. No, actually the ball wasn't snapped, was it? So yeah.
Exactly. I think from my perspective, it was as expected. I don't think we're going to see the full playbook or everything that both of these teams have. I think that they're both going to be keeping the powder dry somewhat, throwing some things out and seeing what sticks, so that if they do have to go up against each other in the playoffs, they've still got a lot of things in hand. As the QB drops out, fires his wide receiver, and that's a first down immediately. Nice catch out there by number 14 to move the chains. And so both teams came out looking to throw the ball a little bit, but the Warriors, obviously, 1 play, 1 catch. We'll see how it goes the rest of the drive there.
So we haven't really talked about the importance or the relevance of this game. Actually, it doesn't really mean anything in terms of the season. It's mathematically locked up. The Warriors are champions and Bristol are second, and that's the 1st and 2nd seeds that they've secured in the playoffs. But it does mean a lot, right?
Yeah, I think we can talk about it a little bit when we get a bit of a chance, because I did get the opportunity to catch up with one of the players for the Aztecs before the game, as D. Williams, the quarterback there, takes a couple hits trying to get the... you see there's a lot of physical play on the field to start off with.
I'm surprised that there wasn't a flag for him. So we just saw 85 there, the receiver. They're actually getting him out. Just an unnecessary little fling of the defender onto the ground after the play. Like those are the sort of things you just can't have in these type of games. We saw it boil over a couple of times in our game last week we watched, didn't we? And it really impacted, a lot of the drives. And hopefully the coach has given him a bit of talent off.
As there's a good stop up front there. The running back was clearly trying to find a little cutback. A lot of people, especially when you see younger players and you watch Uniball, for example, you see somebody run an inside zone, they always try and bounce it outside. But what you really want to do is you want to look for those cutback lanes, because all of the players are flowing to the side that you're running to, so you can catch them off guard by cutting back across. But unfortunately, for the Warriors, the Bristol D-line had really good gap integrity there, so where those cutback lanes might open up, they were doing a really good job staying in those gaps and preventing any yards to be found. So it brings up a challenging 3rd and 9 for the Warriors as they get into a trips formation, send their running back out in a little swing motion, and they're able to find a player in the seam, but the ball hits the ground and it's dropped, and that is a really big setting up a turnover on down, not turnover on down, sorry. Well, it might be, as it looks like are they leaving their unit on the field for 4th down?
It looks like they're going to punt. I think they're going to sort of... I don't know, is this punting territory? You've got the wind with you. You can really pin him back here. So
yeah,
maybe
I think with a really high kick here, you can get the kickoff unit down as well as kick the unit down.
Get it covered well.
Yeah, you want to make sure that the ball can't sort of take a bounce and awkwardly roll into the end zone. Both teams have good special teams kicking units, both the punter and the kicker. We can see that they're asking for too many players in the backfield on the Warriors. There's a couple players a bit deeper than maybe they should be on the offensive line there, as it does take a good bounce and a good roll. It looks like it's just about going to roll into the end zone. Unable to be covered there. We can see that immediately the Bristol sideline is very animated. Yeah. The referee having a bit of a talking to with one of the coaches there, and I can very much understand why they are aggrieved with that call. It seems early on there's been a couple of flags that potentially could have been called that the refs decided they were not going to. As we now get to see the Aztecs' second drive starting from the 20-yard line.
And we've got a 6-person crew here today for the referee. 7? 1, 2, yeah, 7. Jesus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. There's 8 refs.
So they come out with that empty look and motion into the backfield. And off there, just trying to punch the ball up inside and nothing to be found. And I think I wouldn't expect to see anything too crazy from Bristol today. When I was catching up with one of the Bristol players, they were sort of letting me know that they want to see what works, see what doesn't work, but they don't want to go anything too detailed. They don't want to rely on if anything's really working. They don't want to keep pounding away at that, because that's just going to make it so much easier for the Warriors to be able to prepare for that if they match up in the playoffs, which I think most people are expecting they should do, not to count out either Coventry.
You mean
or
in the final, not in the playoffs? They would have, if they do see each other again, it's in the final.
And they get a little swing out there to the running back. Able to break a tackle, able to make another tackle, or eventually the Warriors players are able to get him down, and that's a good play for a first down. And the the Aztecs definitely good to see them getting the chains moving.
That's their first down, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, obviously we've seen one from the Warriors already, but that's the Aztecs' first down. First down. Guys, let us know who you're supporting. Any predictions you got for the game? We'll flash them up on screen as long as they're, I don't know, family friendly.
And QB gets an opportunity to scramble there before he slides down. Yeah. And when you see the Warriors go into that too high shell, they go and only have a 5-man box. They are inviting those types of plays. I wouldn't say this QB is necessarily a very strong rushing QB. You don't want to be putting the ball in his hands sort of 15, 20 times a game to try and make it plays with his legs. But if you are going to give him that light box and he's able to find some space, he will be able to take it and get some good yardage like we just saw there.
Just an update from the other game, big game in the Premier North. The Manchester Titans are winning 31-6 against the Coventry Phoenix in the third quarter, which has an implication on who both these teams play next in the playoffs.
As we see a good rush there that brings up 3rd and 2 for the Aztecs.
Yeah, so if Manchester do hang on, they play at home against Bristol, and the Warriors would play at home against Coventry. If both, because the result of this game doesn't matter. It's the result of that game that defines both. But Bristol were the away team and London are the home team no matter what.
As we see, handoff here. They're trying to push forward and get some yardage, but really good tackle there by number 97, blowing up the play, and that's going to bring out the punt unit again. We saw that the Warriors communicating a little bit pre-snap, weren't quite 100% sure of responsibilities, but they were able to sort it out. So look for that in future, maybe see if different trips alignments from the Aztecs are able to catch the Warriors off guard at some point, but obviously they're a very well-disciplined defence, so we should expect that they should know what they're doing when after they come back from their time on the sideline, are able to talk out and make sure they knew what's going on. Solid punt there, got some good bounce and goes out at around...
That's definitely one thing we do see from
15-yard line.
From the Warriors. Even if they have a more difficult start to a game, their adjustments are always just spot on. They're so good at, like their coaches are so good at just reading and making tweaks to gameplay and even personnel. And
I don't think that's just something that's the coaches either. I think a lot of that comes from players. It's a really special thing when you find players who are smart enough to understand. I've only got 2 sentences really to give to the coach here. What do I tell them that's important that they can then make the adjustments and decisions off of that? As we see new QB in the game for the Warriors, number 6, making that throw out there to the sideline, able to pick up a nice gain of about 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd and 3, potentially
They're going no huddle here, which is interesting. The QB seems quite... He's governing everyone and sort of getting them set very quickly. So it seems to be an advantage that they believe they can take here very quickly, trying to cause a little bit of confusion or discombobulation.
And I think the Warriors have an offense that lends itself to that tempo. It's not necessarily a complicated offense. They run a set of plays that works very well with the players that they have. So they don't need to use a lot of complicated formations or lots of different adjustments. If they can play fast and they're able to execute, they're definitely going to be able to move the field quite quickly.
So this is 3rd and 2. Ball is on the 26-yard line.
Quick throw out to the sideline again, but not blocked up well on that perimeter
Oh,
screen, and the
it's
ball
come
goes
out.
and they're going to return it back, and that is going to be a touchdown for the Aztecs.
Wow. What a way to open the scoring here. And that's Spencer Cutler, number 88.
And that was fantastic defense by the Aztecs there. You saw that there was pressure coming forward on the RPO. So QB saw that he wouldn't be able to hand it off to the running back and find any yards. So he just had to throw the ball out there, even though it wasn't blocked up as you'd want. And really good job by the Aztecs, able to get that ball out, recover it, and take it all the way. Definitely what the Aztecs offense needed to kind of get that cushion for next time. And that's definitely going to fire up that defense. The best thing about getting a score on defense is the fact that you then get to come out on the field again with that upper hand and assert your dominance even more.
So just seeing here for the point after, lining up for a 1-point attempt here.
And there we go. So sometimes you have an octopus where you get the touchdown and the 2-pointer. Even rarer is the opportunity to get the touchdown and the extra point. Even though it's less points, it's even rarer.
So here in the first quarter, after a couple of series, the Aztecs lead 7-0 over the London Warriors.
And definitely not what I was expecting, given how the Warriors looked on their earlier drives as well. Both drives, they had a really nice play on first down that got them moving in the right direction, and both times they just ended up stalling out. I think that maybe, I don't think either team is coming into this game not caring. That's obviously not the case.
No,
however, you do wonder if they're just a little bit more sluggish. Maybe they're just not quite as sharp as you would expect them to be, maybe if this was a playoff matchup or the finals matchup, as we alluded to.
But just to let everyone know, we don't have the Warriors roster on us, so we can only call out numbers. We do know a couple of names, but really very few. So let us know in the chat if there's any numbers, players that we're just saying the number for that you'd like us to say their name, and we'll do our best to write them down and remember them.
Put the Warriors in a position to actually release their roster sheet. And there's a good kick there, back to number 85 returning. And he's able to find a lane to the sideline. Lots of things that could have been flag worthy, it seems, but there is at least one on the play, and we will see what that flag is for.
I can't see where it is on the field. Where is the flag?
It's over there, just
it's on the far side.
Yeah,
okay.
It's very hard to see yellow on green, as we can see by struggling to see the field markings.
So it's yellow lines here that you should be able to see it on the screen. I can just about see it. So it really, and they're very thin. So they're apparently though. I was chatting to Pete, head coach of the Aztecs, and he said they're looking to get permanent lines here as they develop their relationship here with Dean's Crusaders at this Shaftesbury, is it called Shaftesbury Stadium or something like that?
And so that's another, that's good stop in the run game there by the Aztecs again. You can see that they've got some good size, but they've also got a bit of speed on that defensive line. You can see number 27 playing there, a little bit on the lighter side for a defensive lineman, but with that extra speed and length that he's got, he's able to try and work his way inside and just cause awkward alignments for offensive linemen who are trying to get their double teams down nicely, as they come out with quite a loaded front this time as they try to get power working out to the edge, but big stuff there in the run game.
This Aztecs defense is fired up, particularly the D-line. They're playing hard football today so far and doing a good job. It brings up 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. The ball's on the 20-yard line, and I know it won't last, but the Warriors, it seems the Aztecs have got the better of the Warriors at the moment when it comes to defense versus offense. I say I know it won't last because I know that the Warriors will change things up, as I said earlier. But
and so they've gone trips into the boundary here. QB looking for a pass but can't find one, so he's having to scramble. Looks like there's going to be a play called back anyway. So it looked like it was a very good attempt on the ball by number 8, but I think there's going to be a holding there. So most likely going to be declined, and we'll get 4th and 10, but we will see what the officials have to say.
See, I'd take that penalty.
I mean, personally,
I'd take it.
4th and 10.
Because the reason I'd take it is that the ball goes back, right? And then you give them another chance to play another play. But then if they don't get anything, another incomplete, then they're punting the ball 10 yards further back.
I would say there is too much risk involved in what can happen on a 3rd and 20 for you to.
Maybe I'm a man that loves his risk.
It's always
maybe I've got a low risk profile.
It's always easier to live risky in the box than rather than on the sideline.
I know, yeah. It's easy for me to say, I know, but I'd just like to offer an alternative view.
It's a very good punt, fielded by AJ Carr with a fair catch, and so that will be solid field position for the Aztecs at the 33-yard line. And I think it'll be interesting to see what they come out and do on offense here. Obviously, we didn't really see them get the run game working much. We saw that they potentially have some space in the pass lane, but the Warriors box is able to get some good pressure on one of the early passes. So we'll see what they come out with.
They didn't get the run game working much, but it was all between the tackles. They haven't done anything wide, have they? They haven't got. There's no Aussie, no sweep.
No, not yet. And we'll see what so coming out and empty here. We'll see if they actually stay in empty or if they'll shift into something else as the running back comes into the backfield. And we get them trying to work that buck sweep out to the outside, and they do manage to get there. And that time goes down for 2nd and 8.
Told you, Tom.
Well, the funny thing is when you watch that play, I would have expected that actually it would end up hitting inside. You see that the play side guard, he comes out and kicks the end, and you think that the natural path is that guard is going to follow up and the running back's going to follow with them. Yeah. But when that space is so condensed, obviously the smart play there was to bounce it to the outside and find that yardage. I think a really interesting thing is that normally the Aztecs are a very tight end heavy team. They like to use the wing a lot, but obviously so far they've come out without using their tight end attached to the formation. They haven't put the fullback in the backfield again. We'll see what they do as we continue this drive here.
Empty set there.
Finding a nice little hitch out wide. And I do like it if they're going to go with a bit more of this tempo, come out and empty. If we want to go into something else, we're going to shift into it quickly and make them communicate how we're changing things. Because when you come out and empty, you're forcing the defense generally to either be really aggressive, but they've got to show their hand, or they've got to drop off into their most conservative coverage. And if they then bring players back into the box, are they going to adjust into something like a cover 3, something that brings that extra defender down, or are they going to still be playing off and giving that light box look?
So this is 1st and 10 at the 41. It does say 2nd on the box, but that's wrong. They're just fixing it. Lovely run. Lovely run.
And that's what you see when you start pulling those guards and it works. You see that extra players flowing outside, and that's what opens it up the middle.
1st down on that play. That's back-to-back 1st downs for this offense. They are in Warriors territory, and the ball, where's the ball? It's around the 30-yard line. They're pretty much bang on it.
It is, and I think when you can, for the really good signs for the Aztecs as well, because when they don't need to bring the tight end or the fullback in, they're able to leave those weapons on the outside and still pick up yards in the run game. That shows that they've got the upper hand, and I definitely think that the Warriors are going to have to be thinking about how they're going to adjust to that and make things work. As we see them change it up and go to a counter run there, but not a lot of yardage to be found. Good stop there by the Warriors. That'll bring up 2nd and down. I think both teams have been, there looks to be space to be found in the pass game. Obviously the Warriors, when they have thrown the ball, seem to have been able to find some success early on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But both teams are sort of, they seem to want to get the run game working. So we'll see on 2nd and 8 whether the Aztecs sort of keep running the ball, try and get themselves into a 3rd and manageable, or whether they actually try and air it out and pick up a bit more yardage. Just in and out the hands there. Nice concept, getting the player working outside and having another player
Great
sitting in
protection
that
from
spot.
from the O-line as well. QB had plenty of time in the pocket. And he's not the tallest QB. You know, he can't look over the shoulders that easy. He's got some big linemen in front of him, but they gave him plenty of time there, and he delivered a great ball straight into the hands of the intended receiver. Just didn't bring it in. Brings up 3rd down and 8.
3rd down and 8 indeed.
And I would say that this is arguably the best drive that we've seen from this offense so far this game.
QB's dropping back. Oh, and that was very unlucky.
It
was a really nice little way to get open there. He sort of pump faked the ball to AJ Carr on the hitch, who then, once that pump fake went, he came and slanted inside. He got open, obviously, but the ball went out of hands, and that will bring up a 4th
very
down.
uncharacteristic from AJ there. He you know, he's a banker on those sort of plays normally. This is like his bread and butter. But I can't see him dropping another one. Let me put it that way. But that brings up 4th down, and they're going for it, which is great. Empty backfield.
And we see they went for it all there, trying to get the ball down deep, and looked like maybe a bit of a miscommunication there. The QB and the wide receiver seemed to not quite be on the same page. QB was trying to put the ball over the top and just sort of say, go beat your man. When you're a quarterback, if you see your wide receiver is hip to hip, if you know you've got a good arm, you're thinking, right, all I've got to do is throw the ball over the top and you're going to go and win this for me.
Yeah.
But instead, if wide receiver thought maybe it was coming back shoulder instead, and so now that's going to bring the Warriors offense onto the field.
So, the Warriors huddled on their sideline there before coming out. I wonder if they're going no huddle again here, and that's what they were talking about. But 1st and 10 for them, ball around the 26, 27 yard line. D's back in at QB, number 15.
And so they have to, QB's forced to check down into the flat there for about the same yard, back to the 2nd and 10. It looked like the wide receiver on the outside did have a step on his DB, but it looked like the QB sort of looked at that and went, you know what, not sure I've quite got the club for that. Once you get about 2.5 seconds into your play, if a wide receiver's open 25 yards downfield, it's pretty difficult to just suddenly uncork the ball on a fade, because that ball has to go so deep for them to be able to go and chase it down. So we will see whether they're able to get that deep ball working a little bit later on in this drive, as we're currently at 2nd and 10. We come out in empty here, and so the QB's forced to scramble, and he's making some yardage up the sideline. That's going to be a 1st down. Good rush there. Took a couple players to try and bring him down, and we will see if they do go with that tempo that we were suggesting they might look to go with on this drive.
Well, that was with the other QB. But they are huddling, and it just made me think when I saw that there was a change at QB. Maybe it won't be that they do this no huddle thing, but they get the ball just shy of halfway line. 90-yard field here today, guys. So that's around the 44-yard line, 45 being the halfway line, and 1st and 10.
And so we saw them come out in empty again. A little bit of a sprint out there, trying to sort of high-low on the outside. They found an open player on the corner route, but unfortunately couldn't quite get it down in bounds. So that will bring up 2nd and 10. And it's great to see so much empty in this game. Normally, in Britball,
we don't see a
not
lot of
always
it,
a passing league, but you see the 2 best teams, arguably the 2 best teams in the country, definitely the best 2 teams in the south, airing the ball out a lot.
So 4th quarter in Manchester versus Coventry, and it's 37-6 to the Manchester Titans.
Warriors coming out empty again.
Bristol beat the Titans.
Ball thrown out to the flat, but a really strong tackle there to break that up. And so that will be 3rd and 8.
So what that means is we're likely to see a repeat of the semi-final last year, where the Manchester Titans hosted the Bristol Aztecs, and actually that was the one that Bristol beat Manchester to then advance to the final
Don't write out Coventry too early, Steve. You know
they could come back.
They were very upset at us that we wrote them off before the game.
Their head coach. Yeah.
Don't write them off in the fourth quarter.
I just got it wrong, and he's like getting all lemon. He'll be all right. I'm sure he'll be all right after this game. You see the error of his ways.
So little QB draw there, and big tackle. It looks like he might have just about got the first down yardage. We will see where the officials mark him. And they are signalling chains over, so we will have another first down. The much better drive this time from the Warriors here.
Has he got that looks from here to me, the QB has got a visor that you cannot see through, like it's tinted.
Well, I think the visor rules, I'm not sure if they've changed, but I think from what I've seen, officials are a little bit more relaxed than what they might have been. I think as long as you can see the eyes through it, like when you're close, so that a medical person can check it, I think that they're fine with that. But we're not on the field. We can't see what it's like up close.
I can zoom in. What I can also do is switch on Amazon Prime, go and type in Warlord, and watch one of the best films I've ever seen, which is coincidentally our sponsor today, Warlord, a new movie starring Billy Boyd from The Lord of the Rings, alongside cast members from Baldur's Gate 3, Harry Potter, and Battlestar Galactica.
Thank goodness they are sponsoring, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to afford the motorway prices. You know.
Well, yeah, they're paying us so much we can afford sandwiches at the services. All right, so have some of that. Anyway, let's get back to this game. It is second down, 2nd and 10 for the Warriors here.
The orbit motion there as they run, and they get the ball out there to the outside, trying to find some yardage. But good job there getting the first down, and it is just fantastic to see so much empty. We're getting empty, we're getting motions, we're starting off in empty and shifting into different formations. What a fun way to play football. I hope that everybody is taking note. Not everybody has a massive barn full of elite pass catching players and fast players, but if you do have weapons, get into empty.
As an offensive coordinator this past season, Tom, how many times did you go empty?
We did not use empty very often. The most fun thing we did was some unbalanced formations as D. Williams is staying on his feet, and he's able to get a chunk of yardage all the way down to the 1 yard line, but we'll see what the flag is for. Right
back here at the, where is it? I did see it, I can't find it on the camera, but it's right on the down marker, there it is.
Almost certainly holding, right?
Yeah. No, it's going to be declined. It was on the defence, it was offside, so those yards and that play do count. It was actually a free play, it ended up being, and it will now be first and goal from, well, it looks around the, yeah, it's hard to tell. I would say about the 3 yard line.
Big task though up against this big Aztecs front to try and push the ball in front. So we'll see how much they try to use the receivers out on the perimeter. You can see that there's a big isolation on the far side as the QB looks to run inside, and he does get the touchdown there. Really nice job running.
The Warriors are on the board.
Quarterback power there, gets one puller coming across, tries to wash everything else away from that play side, and they are able to get in and score the touchdown there. And we will see whether they get the PAT to make it a tie game.
I had a couple of comments saying, one saying his visor's clear. It doesn't look clear, but someone's saying it's legal, so obviously there's enough visibility through it. And apparently it always gets brought up. Well, not on live stream, because the Warriors don't live stream their games.
And it is blocked.
Oh, it's blocked! And they maintain the lead, the Bristol Aztecs, with that play. It's the smallest of leads, the smallest possible, but it's still a lead, and they'll hold it tight. So here in the second quarter, the score is now Bristol Aztecs 7, London Warriors 6.
I'll be interested to see how the kickoff goes. The wind has picked up a lot, so the kick is going into the wind. We saw earlier on in the first half, the Warriors kicker had the distance to be able to record a touchback, and I wonder if that wind, push that ball back and give the opportunity for somebody like AJ Carr to be able to get a big return.
Well, to drop it again, what? No, not really. I do love AJ. So I'm a former Aztecs player, that's why I give him a little bit of stick. It's all good. I've got a great relationship with these guys.
For now.
Yeah, I had a great relationship with these guys.
The other returner back there is St. Robinson Darius.
Is that number 12
Number 2.
coming to take this kick?
Number 12 is kicking.
Lovely kick.
And that is a very strong kick. It will be fielded by AJ Carr, who tries to look for a return on the right. Good blocking up front.
Good, AJ.
And he's able to get down to about the 28, maybe? Maybe a little shy of that, about the 26. So what do you expect from the...
Someone's saying Warriors don't need to have their game streamed. They don't want to see every team get whooped now. Yeah, sure, yeah.
They did have an interesting tight game though recently against the Blitz. Like, you know, there are some... I would say there have been some things about the Warriors this year that maybe would question, are they as strong as they were last year? Obviously, they did a really good effort through the season. They managed to do well in the playoffs and obviously won that final quite comfortably in the end against Bristol, even though it looked quite tight to start off with. Yeah. And I mean, we'll see what this game suggests. I think that you know, we're not going to be able to get a perfect comparison because both teams will be holding some of their firepower back. But it is interesting to see whether the Warriors are they going to finally sort of be poached at the top there. Obviously Manchester held that title for a little bit, but now with a couple of teams now competing in the Premiership South, their job is becoming even tougher going forward.
Nice play there from the D lineman from the Warriors, just swallowed that up about a yard or so behind the line of scrimmage. Came off of his block and wrapped up the running back, took him to ground. Big 96 there, you can see him.
It was
great play from him.
It was fascinating to see turning up down here, coming in during warm-ups. And normally you come to a brick ball game, it's not very often that you're sort of shocked by the size of the players. And then you watched both lines warming up, and you're like, wow, the size on the field today is very different to that you normally see in a lot of games. It's a much faster game than you usually get. It's a real treat to be here and get to watch this. As they send AJ Carr across the formation in motion. QB dropping back, looking for a receiver on the outside. He's having to scramble around and find something. He's getting back up and the ball comes out loose. And it looks like the Warriors have it there. And that is absolutely not what the Aztecs wanted from this drive at all. QB just dancing around in the backfield, just looking for anybody to come open.
Second turnover of the game. And puts the Warriors in a fantastic field position here. Not quite the red zone, but not far off of it, around the 26-yard line. You know, with their QB playing how he is, with this dual threat, his scrambling's been fantastic. Well, he scored scrambling, didn't he? Well, got the yards and then scored on a run. I can see them putting more points up on the board here.
Yeah, I think for a team like the Warriors, whenever you get the ball sort of, well, even inside the other team's half, let alone inside their 30, you're definitely expecting a minimum of 3. As they send their running back out across in motion, and nothing to be found. Definitely a holding and a block in the back there, but none of those were called. As eventually they get him out of bounds. It's often said that when you're playing against the Warriors, it often feels like you're playing against 12 men out there. And I think with a play like that, you can see where the rumour can come about.
Are you saying that the referees, were you
saying
that the Warriors are so good that it feels like there's so many of them? What are you saying?
You can interpret. I think that's a very good interpretation, your second one. I'm just merely illustrating points that other people might have said to me.
You've got to be careful, as you know, the offensive coordinator of the Kent Exiles saying that.
I've got enough problems to worry about, Steve.
Are you going to go for the vacant head coach position?
I do not think so. I think that I've got a little bit more learning to do before trying to step it. Let me get to my 30, Steve, before I start doing old man things. Come on.
Have you got a preference for who takes the position?
the most qualified candidate. I think there is a lot of really good things to work with if somebody was to come into Kent. It's by far one of the best run clubs in the country. Lots of young, talented players, so I'm sure whoever wants to come and take that position is going to be very pleased with the resource available to them, and that will.
So
be
they
the
get a really
end of,
high caliber head coach. You'll be pleased.
I'm sure we will, and I'm sure whoever comes in will be very pleased with what they have. But that will end the impromptu.
What if they get rid of
spot.
you?
If they get rid of me, they'll probably win a hell of a lot more games.
Yeah.
As we look like we get 4th and short. We will see where they spot the ball, and we might even get an infamous measure.
Oh, don't! That measure we saw one measure, didn't we? That week, the game.
As they go for a quick sneak on the hurry up, but it looks like.
Is there a timeout called?
We're not sure. We will see what the officials are saying.
I don't think they're happy with where the ball is.
Well, they can't review the spot.
Well, they've moved the ball to the centre of the field. It was neither centre nor hash, I believe.
And so it looks like they will come out for a tush push. It takes the sting out of the tush push,
doesn't it? Like the urgency.
And I think they've got it.
It looks good. They're obviously calling short from this sideline. Referee hasn't signalled anything yet. But the ball's been picked up and thrown.
I mean, the problem is, how on earth do you ever spot it? Like, it's almost impossible to spot the ball when somebody is in the middle of a million bodies. We've obviously had a player's helmet lost, so they're going to have to replace the offensive lineman. I'm not sure. I think that might have been the centre, but I'm not sure.
No, yeah. He's fine. He ran off, you know, like he's all good.
Oh, yeah.
And it is a first down, it looks like. Yeah. They pick up the necessary yardage and get that first down.
Very impressive.
Exiles game day food is the best. Oh, I said this on the stream last week. Yes, I don't know. The burgers are the best burgers I've had in Britball. I think best overall food's got to be Burnout Barbecue at Oxford Saints. It's unreal.
If you want to find Steve on your sideline, provide food and he will be there.
Yeah. If any food people want to sponsor me, I'll do it for free.
Good handoff out there from the 2-back set, but a good tackle to limit the yardage they're able to get there, and so that will bring up about 2nd and 7 for the Warriors.
Yeah, not a bad play on a first down. You probably want a few more yards, but
I think it's very.
Look at that! They've marked that a bit shorter than you thought. It was about 2nd and 8.
I think it's very interesting to see the use of motion from a lot of teams. I know that speaking to various coaches across Britball, they don't really like to use a lot of motion because the defence often doesn't really know what to do with it. So you sort of think to yourself, we're going to motion and put, is that person going to move?
It doesn't give you enough information from the defence. Is that what you?
Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit later as the Warriors run a QB lead out here. He's able to make one guy miss, but able to be tackled short. But no, to come back to that point, essentially, you send a guy in motion, and normally you're thinking, right, we've got a numbers advantage here, we can work with it. But a lot of times you just see players that are completely stagnant, and it completely throws the reads for the QB because they have no idea, well, are you going to bail or are you going to? But a lot of the times they're just going to stand completely still the whole time. And so a lot of levels in Div 1 and Div 2, you don't see a lot of motion used throughout the game. You don't see teams shifting a lot into different formations because the defence doesn't really do a lot with it, as well as it obviously being quite difficult to install and get it so crisp that you're able to rep it effectively. So it's really interesting to see both teams using it a lot and it working well so far. As the QB drops back, finds a man on a slant and it goes in and out of the hands. Oof. I'd say the coverage has been solid from both units so far, but it has been surprising the number of drops on both sides of the field. We will see whether
someone in the comments disagreeing with you, saying the refs actually hate the Warriors. I think no matter what team you are, Evan always has got. You always feel the refs are against you, don't they? But by the way, I'm not backing what Tom's saying there. You're on your own with that one, Tom. Anyway, they're going for 3, 4th and 5. Nicely held, and the Warriors take the lead.
And so that will be 9-7.
Yeah, 9-7 to the Warriors.
It looked like there was definitely some holding on the interior there as players were sort of being dragged down by the inside of their pads as they were trying to rush through. You can see them talking to the officials after the play, but I think it's almost impossible to get a call on the inside of the box. on the field goal. There's just so much happening and so many things that the referees aren't able to see that it's very much anything goes in those types of situations.
So shout out here for Aztecs number 5, Chris Green, and congratulating him on his first pregnancy, first known pregnancy, first recorded pregnancy, should we say? Calling him a future GB star, which is very nice. Green is a good lad. Where is he? Is he on the field now? I don't think he doesn't get involved in kickoff, does he? Or kick returns. Did the ball just fall off the ball just fell off the whatever it's called?
It did
Why
indeed.
can't I remember?
The T.
The T, yeah. I was like, that word evaded me.
Oh, we get to see the rare and lovely kickoff being held and then chased down. As that will be just about fielded inside. Not really any blockers out to that side, so it will be a return to about the 20-yard line for the Aztecs to come and start the drive. And I think we're really hoping to see them be able to string a few set of downs together. They haven't really moved the ball particularly well yet. I don't think they've got over the halfway line, if I'm recalling correctly.
Who, the Aztecs? Yeah, they did. Yeah. They just got, they flirted with it here.
So we'll see what they've got. I mean, it'll be interesting to see whether they keep going with what seems to be a bit unorthodox to them, this sort of empty style, or whether they start to go a little bit more back to what they know, as we see them lined up in the pistol to start. Very soft coverage there on first down from the Warriors. You can see the safeties, even though they're playing with depth and even though they've got to be those run-fit defenders on either alley if the run does come, they're sort of playing off and really just trying to make sure that there's no sort of play actions coming in, no RPOs there. And we'll see if the Aztecs are able to use that to their advantage a little bit more as we go on. As they go back out into empty again with 3 receivers to the near side. They send AJ Carr across in motion and roll out to that side, and they're able to find number 9 there on the sit route. And they tried to get to something like that earlier, where you send that player out to the flat, somebody comes in to sit inside and replace them. It's a really good concept to be able to sort of build your passing game around, especially when you add that sprint out element as well. Puts those linebackers under pressure to flow over. They can't just stay stagnant in the middle. So we'll see if a few more plays like that can start to get the ball moving and put them in a position to find their way closer to the end zone.
These Warriors DBs have been coming downfield and delivering some punishing hits. When called upon so far this game, and that was one example just there.
A nice little pass in there to the running back out in the slot. Big hit there, delivered by number 26. That's that is Emmanuel D's and B's are completely throwing me here. Emmanuel Abedi Bawa. Apologies for the mispronunciation. The ball's been in his hands quite a lot early on, and
Rob
he's
Smith
been
will
doing
be
a
on,
very good.
He can't handle a mispronounced name, mate. Red rag to a bull, that is.
And the running back comes back into the backfield. Spread look from both sides. QB's dropping back, looking for an open man. Can't find one. He's able to evade, and he's getting some good yardage there before he goes down. And that will be a first down there.
That was brilliant.
We saw earlier what that 5-man box, how much space that can open up. So obviously quarterback's looking for an option downfield, but if you don't have those extra defenders playing those zones in the middle of the field that sort of are able to come down and make a tackle if they see the QB go, then there is that space to go and exploit. And that was a much better job there by the quarterback, Ethan Gretzinger, able to get that first down there. As we see them with a little stack on the outside this time in their trips look. Once again able to find a rushing lane before sliding down there.
He's got fantastic acceleration, this QB. Well, yeah, once he's made that decision to commit to that run, he flies that first like 5-6 yards.
When playing quarterback, I think it's much more important to have that ability to accelerate and find those little gaps to get yardage rather than that top end speed. You know, it's not very often as a QB that you've got lots of space to run with to just go. But when you're able to make those quick little changes of direction just to avoid those big D linemen and then get that 5 yards, that is a very critical skill to have. As we see him get the ball outside quickly there to number 5. That was Chris Green, as mentioned earlier.
Daddy Green.
It was a very strong play to be able to get the chains moved. And so now we see the Aztecs looking much more like what we would expect from the Aztecs on offense, as they've now found themselves down in the red area.
The red area?
Red zone, red area.
Red area. What? The red area? Come on. What? We're a respectable live streaming outfit in the UK here. The red area. Come on, Tom. I have to have words with you at half time.
QB making an adjustment at the line.
Oh,
Go
nice.
to outside zone.
Nice.
A very nice hit there. I think he was saying cowboy from what I heard, and I immediately thought that's got to be a run play, surely. There's no way you've got an audible that's a pass play with Dallas Cowboys, and we see a nice little outside zone there. And I apologise in advance if I have forced them to change their audible calls in future.
So down to about the 16-yard line, which is in the red area. Second and
I think the red area is going to be on your forehead by the end of the game, Steve.
Well, that seems awfully racist.
So we see the sprint out there. QB has
nice
to go back
cutback.
the other way. Great job trying to find space, but not able to find receiver in the back of the end zone. In terms of when you miss a throw, that's always where you want to miss, right? You want to throw the ball onto that top shelf for the back line of the end zone, try and give the receiver an opportunity to maybe go make a play, but if it's not in the hands of your receiver, then it's just over the back of the end zone. We live to fight another down, and it is now 3rd and 6. So we will see whether they're able to move the chains or whether we have to see the field goal unit come out, which would take the lead in this game.
I feel like we finally made it as a streaming outlet. We got loads of spam comments. I'm trying to deal with them, guys. So sorry about that.
QB quick swing out there to the running back, but this time he is not able to break a tackle, and that will bring up the field goal unit, and they will try and take 10 to 9
This
lead.
is what we want to see. We want to see the lead changing back and forth. This is good stuff. Well, I don't know, it hasn't happened yet, but if it does, then I'll be really happy.
And so number 88 coming out to kick the field goal, that is Spencer Cutland. Obviously successful on the PAT and returned the fumble 6 earlier. We will see if he can get 3 more points added to his total for the day. And the kick is good.
Great stuff there by Spencer. See him there just being congratulated by his team. And the Aztecs do retake the lead by a single point. It is now 10-9 to the Bristol Aztecs here in the second quarter. We can't always give time updates because there's no time clock visible to us or anyone for that matter. But when we do hear the refs say it, and obviously when there's timeouts, we usually will hear it. We will give you guys updates. So just to let you know, we don't know the time. We guess it, and the 2-minute warning is usually a good one. But we haven't had that yet, so still plenty of time left in this quarter.
Or maybe not.
No, there is. Otherwise, it would be less than 2 minutes. Anything above 2 minutes is plenty. I don't know what you. Stop making things difficult, Tom. You're embarrassing me in front of the red area.
As we see the touchback there, and we will see what the Warriors have on this drive. Both teams have been varying up their offensive attack so far. Both defenses haven't seemed to be doing a lot of different things up front. There've maybe been some sort of minor things like little slants here and things.
Obviously, the Warriors were gifted a shorter field on the last drive, right? And they only managed to get 3 out of it, but they still got points on the board. This is a long way to go, down the field here. They're just out of the red area. They're on the 25-yard line, and that's quite a way to drive down for this offense. Yeah, I think this is quite a telling drive. I think here.
We'll definitely learn a lot about both sides in this drive for sure. As the QB drops out, looking to find a pass, and that is caught on the sideline, and that will be a first down immediately. And I think that's what we want to see from both the Warriors and the Aztecs the next time they get the ball as well. They've both been really successful with these early down passes. Obviously, the defense has to be. It's usually the easiest time to pass because you get the softest coverage, whilst in the box you're a little bit more run focused. So if you are a team that needs to be able to throw the ball, obviously both sides have good run defense, so you definitely want to be looking to be a bit more aggressive early with the first down pass. As we get play action fake there out to the sideline, able to find number 14 on that hitch before he is brought down out of bounds. And are they going to give him the forward progress? I'm not quite sure they do. It seems like they've spotted him where he went out of bounds, and so
bang at the 40-yard line.
That will only be 2nd and 5 as opposed to maybe a 2nd and 3. Warriors trying to get an outside zone, they're working there, but really good job by the Aztecs defense, not allowing those cutback lanes to open up. We saw that on an inside run earlier from that sort of shotgun look, this time going into that pistol look, trying to get the wide zone working, but no cutback lanes able to be found there. Really nice job by the linebackers, not overflowing and making sure that that play doesn't get any extra yardage, and so that will bring up an interesting 3rd and 3 now for the Warriors. As they come out in an ace look with a tight end on the left. QB goes on that draw play with the running back lead, and he's able to find some space out to the 15-yard line. He's got a lead blocker as well. He's going to go all the way down the sideline, and that is a touchdown for D. Williams, and the Warriors have retaken the lead. And there are no flags.
Wow, what a play.
And so we saw them run a QB power before where you get the leading blocker pulling. This time, all of the offensive line just blocked everybody across. Running back led out in front, able to find some space, and the running back was able to just take off down the sideline to end up being the lead block on the wide receiver.
Sorry.
Essentially he came out and he was able to block that last man, the cornerback, for the quarterback to end up going into the end zone. So very quick.
We did say that would be a really telling drive series for the Warriors, and they certainly capitalised on it.
Well, what it's told us is something that I think most people already knew, which is that the Warriors quarterback is a fantastic athlete, and you just cannot allow him to get into space. But unfortunately, for people who don't want to see quarterbacks running around and lots of players having the opportunity to score all the time, they're going to see a lot of it, I'm assuming, at the Elite Fives when it comes up with him and many other fantastic players.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Being announced for that competition.
So the Warriors just getting ready to kick off again and retake the lead. 16-10. Score is now 16-10 to the Warriors. I hope we just keep seeing lead changes. It's like the best thing ever.
I mean, you want to see a back and forth game,
yeah,
right? Nobody comes here to watch a defensive stalemate. And that's not a great kick, as it will be fielded at about the 12-yard line, patiently looking for blockers, and he gets a big one, and now he's going down the sideline with only the kicker to beat, and he is eventually brought down, but he gets all the way down to the 22-yard line.
What a run. AJ Carr, fantastic. British athlete, dual athlete as well. He not only does he play GB.
A shout out to number 74 on the offensive line, I think it was, that made the big kick-out block on our near sideline. And that is the 2-minute warning, so no longer plenty of time.
No, little time left in the half. But as I was saying before, Tom rudely interrupted me, AJ Carr, dual athlete, plays GB flag and GB kitted or contact football. Fantastic young British player. And gets the ball down just outside the red area. Around the 24, 25 yard line.
It's got a ring to it.
First and 10.
It flows.
It's terrible. I'm just really enjoying saying it. I'll probably stop in the second half, but.
And we tried to get the outside zone run there, but really nice job by the defensive end, able to keep contain, and that just caused the running back to stumble enough for the other defensive player to come in and bring him down for only 2nd and 8.
So ball's on the 22 yard line here.
And so he's got 2 receivers wide open, but he's going to run off on his own, and he looks like he is going to be brought out of bounds. That should definitely be.
Yeah, they've got him on that. Why did he do that?
I mean, if you think about it, there's no risk. There's no risk for it. He's outside the end zone. He's only 2 yards away.
He was out of bounds pretty much. Like he was.
They can't whistle a flag and give him a touchdown.
But
so all it's going to do is move.
That's a yellow card for the player, though.
I mean, essentially you get a free one, right? Put it this way: you don't ever want to.
Is this your sneaky coordinator mindset coming out?
Not at all. You don't ever want to be committing penalties like that. But if you're going to commit a 15-yard flag, you want to do it on the 2-yard line.
Do it inside 15 yards.
It's like, hey, don't do stupid things. But if you're going to do a stupid thing, do it with the least possible punishment attached to it.
Have we had the announcement from the ref yet? I didn't see the cap say anything. Okay.
And we will see what the Aztecs try and do to punch the ball in. I would expect that they are able to off the momentum of that kick return and that big rush just then, as they go trips out to the far side of the field. Looks like man coverage from the Warriors. And they get the ball in. And they take the lead.
No, they don't. They tie it. They tie it. It's now 16-all.
The missed PAT has completely bungled my...
Yeah, it's ruined everything.
Yeah. And that was 26 there, Emmanuel Abedi Bawa scoring the touchdown there. And we've seen him a lot in this first half, and I would expect to see him a lot more in the second. And the kick is up and good, so they do take the lead.
They do by a single point.
And this feels like it's been quite a quick half of football, but it's been a very good half of football with a lot of good offensive plays being made, as well as some fantastic defensive plays. And it'll be interesting to see what the Warriors can do trying to get that 2-minute drive into half-time. Obviously, the Warriors are getting the ball back to start the half. So if they can get some points on the board and have the opportunity to score more going into after the half-time break, then that gives them a bit of a chance to potentially control the game.
Yeah, and the Warriors obviously, when they get the ball here, they got 3 timeouts, so they've got control here. They've got the opportunity. They've also got D. Williams. But I like the shootout element. For you Legend fans out there, you know what I mean. Anyway, Cutland back to kick. And it's fielded.
He's going. And he is brought down at what looks to be the 6-yard line. Very interesting decision. You could see that his lead blocker was signalling, come on, go, go, go. But
so there is a
probably should have taken the touchback there. And player seems to be okay. He's coming off under his own power, just on the floor for a little bit there. And we see how they might change their plan of attack from the 6-yard line. Obviously, they would have wanted to have tried to drive the ball down the field and put some points up to start end the half, but from the 6-yard line, it might be a little bit more damage control. Just try and burn the clock out and get into half where you can get the ball. And as the Aztecs make a late substitution.
and the ball is inside the 10. It's around the 6-yard line here for the Warriors.
As we get a quick rush outside there, but there will be a flag for holding, so they will be back 3 yards down to the 3-yard line to start this drive. Well, restart this drive. But we can see the plan of attack there. I mean, they've obviously got a fantastic running back there, Leo, number 2. So get the ball in his hands, get him out in space on the edge, see if he can just try and move you out. And you can see that if you can block that edge without holding, they could have got a first down there and started to put themselves into position to build up a 2-minute drive. But now, down at the 3-yard line...
As a defensive player, I'll always say, well, clearly you can't block the edge without holding, can you? That's why you held. But that's just me. I'm a scornful defensive player. It's now first and 13.
Steve.
Yeah.
QB looking to run there, forced to bounce outside, but looks like the Aztecs are struggling to bring him down. He tried to reach out to gain the extra yard, almost fumbled it, but didn't. And so that will bring up second and about, looks like 2nd and 10, I think, based on that spot. And given the fact they haven't called a timeout, I will assume that they are going to just try and run out the clock into the half.
I'm surprised by that.
Surprised that the Aztecs also aren't using their timeouts to try and end the clock. No. Yeah, yes. Yes, out of bounds, yes. Helpful reminder. And so the Warriors come out in spread here, still in their sort of shotgun look rather than pistol. And they will look to hand the ball off on a quick outside, but D will take the ball on the option. Stumbles a bit, but still on his feet, and he is able to get the first down. And now we do see the timeout used.
Sorry, guys.
So they will
Cameraman
be down
got faked out by that one.
timeouts.
Cameraman got totally faked out. And yeah, D picks up his first, the first, and you can just see the referee just confirming the first, the timeout. Oh, is that Ollie Maskell? Is that Ollie, the white cap?
It looks to be.
Yeah, that's Ollie. Look at him. Big, beautiful man.
So interesting for the Warriors because now they've got 2 timeouts. They're almost back to sort of the field position they would have had if they had a touchback. So definitely an opportunity for them to try and move the ball, but going to be challenging to do it just by the QB's legs. Especially now with the DBs in softer coverage. So we will see if they start to get the ball out.
This is still inside the red area. Isn't it?
Running back motions out into the slot to create an empty look. QB's dropping back looking for a throw. Can't find one, so he's rolling out.
Nice.
And ball goes in and out the hands of number 14. And so that will bring up 2nd and 10. And definitely feels like it's very unlikely that the Warriors are going to be able to move themselves down to get some points before half-time, but we will see what they can do.
Commentator's curse here, Tom.
Or was that the only way to try and get them to move that ball forward? You know, commentators cursed them into going and getting some
points. Yeah, they
heard
you, and they were like, yeah, we'll show him.
We weren't trying to score before, but now he said something.
Yeah. Oh, if you could put it that way, Tom.
So this time they've gone into trips. And we get that split zone blocking there, and he is able to get about a yard shy of the sticks there. So pretty much inside zone blocking, but then the tight end comes back across the formation to try and kick out the defensive end in case a cutback lane does open up. Able to press it to the play side, get a really nice gain there, but there's not going to be many more opportunities for them to sort of take these 8, 9, 10-yard chunks in the run game. They're going to have to push the ball downfield by throwing it, you would assume, if they're going to be able to get some points going into halftime.
So that's the Warriors' 2nd timeout. Didn't hear the referee say the time, but obviously, you know, we know we are probably sub 1 minute now, aren't we?
Probably around that, yeah. Very good etiquette by Chris Green there. Always good to offer the officials some water in those timeout breaks.
Yeah.
And so they're in a trips and upset here. Hand it off to the running back, and it looks like he just about picked up the first down. They're either going to have to go with some tempo or use a timeout if they want to try and move the ball. Although gesture from the play caller on the sideline seems like they might not be trying to be too aggressive here, just trying to sort of get into the half safely, I think.
Why though? You should at least go for it downfield, surely.
You never know. It's a one-point game. There's always a chance that it could get picked off in a big return or something. I think in a game like this, and think about it realistically, if you've got a couple plays that are sort of the things that you want to go to in those situations, you probably don't want to get them out in this game so that you've still got them in your back pocket should these teams match up in the final.
Yeah. Well, so at half time, guys, that's the Aztecs have got a 1-point lead over the London Warriors here in a very close game. It's been back and forth. It's been such good fun to watch. We've had a couple of turnovers. We've had some really good gameplay. Tom, what do you reckon we're looking for? What are we looking to see in the second half here? What are we in for?
I think that it will be a defensive half of football. I don't think either of these offenses are going to be showcasing too much in the second half. I think that both teams, there are ways that they can attack better than they have been. I think that they will be able to at half-time identify and find some of those little edges that they can try and lean into more. But obviously, both sides don't want to use any plays that they really want to be holding in their pocket. They don't want to show too many adjustments that they have. So it will be interesting. I think that we'll see a lot of what we've seen in this first half in terms of how they're going to move the ball. I think that obviously the QB run, they're not doing anything too crazy in terms of design, I would say, from the Warriors' perspective. But if you can just get your quarterback out in space, then he's able to find the yards and he's able to pick up plays. So I think we'll see a lot more of that. I think we'll see a lot of broken plays with both defenses really bringing a lot of pressure. So quarterbacks having to get out in space and find something to make something happen. But you also might see some different quarterbacks as well. We saw number 6 come in very briefly in that first half. I wonder if maybe he comes in and plays a little bit more time in the second half. Maybe the Aztecs go to their other quarterback, Lewis Benzie, for a little bit in the second half. Yeah. We'll see what both sides decide to do. But based on the first half, I think that the second half should definitely be an exciting half of football.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we'll leave you for about 15 minutes during this half time. The live stream will stay up, but the sound will go, so you'll just have a visual. So don't worry. Your TV sets or your devices that you're watching this stream from are not broken. We're just doing no audio. One thing I will say, so I will be leaving a lovely graphic on screen there, and you can see it, which is from our sponsor for today, Warlord. It's a new movie starring Billy Boyd from Lord of the Rings, alongside cast members from Baldur's Gate 3, Harry Potter, and Battlestar Galactica. Out now on Amazon Prime. Go and watch it. we're live.
Testing, testing.
Test accepted. Right, that should be better. Sorry, I put the wrong mics on. I put the atmospheric mic on. Now we've got the more noise cancellation ones, a bit more dedicated. Anyway, kickoff, third quarter. I haven't changed it on the scorecard yet, but I will.
And makes the first tackle a miss, but not quite able to get away from the second. Looks like we've got an injured player down on the field, so it might take a minute before we get the first possession, although he's being helped up.
Try that one. Sorry, it was Tom was a bit faint.
Now we've got the, there's one battle on the field that's fantastic, but the biggest battle is, can I get my microphone on my t-shirt?
Yeah. Let me do it. Let me do it.
I think we're done.
There we go.
And so we will start the first half with the infamous person holding the stick unable to change the down marker to be the correct one.
Ah, the best.
And come out early, find number 14 on the outside there. Looks like he will be just short of the first down. And I think we were talking a little bit in the first half about, I was saying that they should maybe be a little bit more pass happy on first down on both sides of the ball. And we see it there with the QB getting the ball out nice and quickly to his isolated matchup on the far side and getting themselves in a 2nd and 1, which is what you want, obviously. It's your shot territory. Or you can just easily start moving the sticks with some cheap, easy yardage to be gained when only a yard is needed to move the sticks. I'm surprised they didn't call a full start there with 2 players in motion at the same time.
Yeah, clock that. So, do you think, Tom, that we're headed for a continuation of the first half with like a continued shootout and the lead changing again and again, or? So
I thought it would be likely to be a bit more of a defensive half, but I think the Warriors have come out early with a very aggressive intent to move the ball. We saw them, obviously first down came out with a nice pass play, second down trying to get their running back out into space, and he was able to get a lot of good yardage. Yeah. So it seems like maybe they've made some adjustments and they are going to be quite aggressive to start the half, but obviously we'll see how it continues to play out. As they get a free play there.
The freest of
shocking,
plays.
There's no flags, and also the play wasn't ended early.
And it looks like there was a hit out of bounds or contact out of bounds at least on a definite objections or pleas from the sideline. But it counts as a first. That was the oddest play I've ever seen. It was like the refs weren't here.
I think so. I will say, I think sometimes it's very easy to ref to suddenly be like, oh, this has happened and I actually need to do something now. And I think maybe they just need that little wake up, and now going forward the rest of the half they will be hot.
Yeah, but normally with that, it was both ends, right? It's that unblocked route to the QB.
Unabated, yes. They could essentially take his head off in theory, without anybody there to defend him. But
D slipped him, right? But still, like that should have stopped the play, let alone drawn the flags.
Definitely. As he now is able to take the option, there's no flag for the hold as a big tackle happens there on the sideline. And so that will be 2nd and 8. With a short spot there. And yeah, you can see both sidelines very early on, very frustrated with the various calls that are not being thrown.
The referees left a chat, didn't they, for that play? They just whatever.
Everyone says let the players play, and then when the players play, they're moaning.
Yeah. Where's the flag?
And this time he does hand the ball off, and the running back's able to get some good yardage down, a big broken tackle, and that will be a first down, it looks like. And so really aggressive tone being set by both teams to start the half, which is a very positive sign.
Beautiful bit of contact there for number 3, the ball carrier, going into the contact, spinning out of it as well, and keeping his legs moving. And getting the extra yards to that first down. The ball is now on the, oh my God, where is it? It's at the 33-yard line. So now obviously in Aztecs territory.
It looks to be a little
The
bit short
Warriors
now, about
looking good
28.
on this drive. Equipment fixed there.
And a little play action there. Looks out for his ISO matchup. He throws the ball out there and it just goes overthrown. You can see that he'd won his 1v1 out there, and I think the wide receiver was slowing down a touch, thinking that the ball was maybe not going to reach quite that far. And so an opportunity to score a touchdown wasted there, unfortunately.
I mean, also though, the direction he was looking, I imagine the sun was a bit of a factor because it's dropping in the sky now, obviously, with being an evening. It's very bright looking that way, isn't it?
You've got to have eye black. You've got to have eye black. It is. People don't realise the absolute impact that it has. It makes a massive
everyone, doesn't
difference. No. The difference in being able to track the ball in the sun when you're wearing eye black compared to where you're not is massive.
The Ultimate Warrior eye black is the best one.
A little handoff there to number 85 on the jet. He's able to make a player miss, but there is going to be a flag for holding on the perimeter on number 16. So, Steve, you were wrong. The referees did not leave their flags in the dressing room. At least one of them.
I didn't say they left the flags in it. I never said that. Stop putting salacious lies into my mouth. I said they left the chat for that play.
I
using
internalised
the parlance of our times.
You're more current than I am, Steve.
Yeah, I am. I'm zeitgeist, I am. I'm down with the kids. Yeah, so that one, I think it's
with current trends.
It's it's 10 yards from the spot of the foul on that one, so it doesn't go back 10 yards from the original line of scrimmage. So brings up like 2nd and 12, would you say, Tom?
I would say so, yes. About 30-yard line.
I feel like the Aztecs need orange lids now.
I like the grey, personally. I think that now that they've got...
what you mean with the orange?
Yeah, generally, I think that now they've got the orange jerseys and lowers and they've got the blue, I think they've got a very nice set of rotations they can use for various fixtures.
They can always have a contrast, can't they?
Exactly.
Yeah.
QB drops back, looking out to the trip side. He had some...
Sacked.
He looked like he had some players open up, but
Big Adrissa there. Number 53, Adrissa Fofana. He is I believe he's the all-time sack leader for the Bristol Aztecs in their history.
Where are you on that list?
So he overtook me last week, so I'm one behind him, whatever. No big deal.
No, very, very good play there. We've obviously seen that D. Williams has been able to evade a lot of potential sacks or tackles downfield, but this time able to get a good rush, nice and quick. QB having to hold on to the ball an extra beat as his read didn't come open, and that will bring up a big 3rd down here for the Warriors. Sends the running back out in motion to the flat, looking back, trying to escape, but he's brought down, and he's thrown the ball backwards.
Oh, it's
and he's down at the 40. And we can see once again Adrissa coming in and getting pressure.
Look at Adrissa extending his lead over me. Where is he? There he is. Sorry, I was looking with my eyes, not with my camera.
And so the referees confirming to each other that yes, it was a backwards throw as opposed to a forward throw that just sort of went backwards because it was affected. And so that will bring out the punt unit. And one of the longest 4th downs you will see between these two games, I imagine, as that is over 30 yards.
Yeah.
And the punt is away with a flag. I assume that will be offside as it bounces out around the 10. We will see whether...
Good punt.
It was a good punt, but we will see whether they opt to redo it or whether they will take where the ball has got to. I imagine it would probably be harder, to be honest, to be able to pin them back further. Obviously more risk of it being able to bounce into the end zone if you were to move 5 yards further and redo, but yes, they have waved off that flag, and so they will instead have the ball starting at just shy of the 12-yard line as we see what this Aztecs offense has to counter back, as Warriors generally seemed like they had a pretty good offense to start the
lovely
drive.
drive to start off with, and it just sort of fell apart at the end, didn't it, obviously, for them, with a penalty for that hold, and then the sack, and then the backwards throw for D trying to get out of trouble. It just sort of, yeah.
And that's the thing about football at this level. It's very easy for you to have one negative play and for it to start to compound, so you really need to avoid getting those sacks,
you know,
getting into those situations.
they haven't been that penalised from it. Like, you know, the offence here is starting at their own 12-yard line. It's not, you know, it's not a catastrophic event for them.
Definitely not. As we see Sean Cook motion into fullback, goes and digs out the linebacker and opens up a lane for the running back to get down the field, and he is brought down at the 31-yard line.
Great play.
Big first down to start off with, and I wonder if we're going to see more of that from the Aztecs going forward. Normally those tight ends and those fullbacks, those wing backs, a real big identity of their run game. Didn't really see it at all in the first half, but maybe that's sort of their adjustment coming out of the half. They're going to try and be a little bit more aggressive.
Was it Joey Ampoma, the running back there, number 31?
I think it might have been number 26 now on the field, as we get a free play. QB looking down the field, finds a man on the post, and he's unable to get there. A little bit of contact, but looks like it was uncatchable, but they will get 1st and 5 anyway.
You see, like when there's a free play like that, if you're running with you're running with a receiver, just trip him up.
Well, the thing is,
it's not a spot foul. If you're that far downfield, yeah, you're gonna you just give up the penalty.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't think it was egregious contact. Like, I mean, it was a really good throw and a nice job by the receiver.
I'm not saying it was, but
I'm
saying, like, that's what I would do. I would be like, you're not catching this ball, mate. I'll just push you over. Like, there you go.
That's why linebackers don't play corner.
Yeah.
As we see them go into more of a shotgun look rather than a pistol look. They hand the ball off on the outside, trying to find some space. Good job there by the Warriors defense, flowing to prevent the ball breaking up the sideline, but that is going to bring up 2nd and 4.
And Emmanuel Bauer, the ball carrier on that play. That's a good first down play. Good number of yards. So going back, like what I was saying to you last week, Tom, you know, if you can get 2nd and less than 5, you've had a good first down, you know?
Yeah, it's really key to just stay on top of, stay ahead of the chains. Put your offense in positions on 2nd and 3rd down where you're not having to do things that put the ball in risk and give the opportunity for the defense to try and be more aggressive. Warriors box looking much more aggressive than it had been previously, when obviously the Aztecs bring in that fullback. That invites the opportunity for the Warriors to spin defenders down and try and fit up those extra gaps in the run game.
And it was a combination of the ending big number 94 and the outside back at 38. You can just see him on screen here, that combining at the line of scrimmage there. Actually loss of about a yard, I'd say, on that play. So really good play from them.
As we see empty again from the Aztecs, bringing Emmanuel into the backfield. Cornerback on the far side dropping off. As we see him, QB able to scramble and get some yards. He looks like he's done his ankle a little bit on the slide. There was a couple of receivers seeming getting open. I think AJ Carr running a deep over managed to get himself open in the seam, but on 3rd down there, you just want to pick up the yards that you can. So really nice job recognising the space and moving the ball.
And getting the first down, just roughly at the halfway line here, 43-yard line for them. But it's that that burst of speed this QB's got, and he doesn't overdo it, does he? He just gets that burst, then he'll slow down and slide, and it's very effective.
Unlucky there. And I think one of the things that you can see is that real that confidence in that decision making of A, knowing when to slide, B, doing it effectively. It's not the easiest thing. You do have to practice it a bit and learn it and understand it. And I think that's one thing that a lot of those British QBs don't necessarily have, where they're not often in those situations to slide as often. We don't necessarily emphasise teaching it in the same way. But you get a guy who's been playing this sport for a long time, maybe played it from a younger age, and he's got that skill, and you can see that he's come in handy for him quite a few times so far in this game. Really nice job getting a seal on the edge there. And even though that was only able to get about 5 yards there, really excellent job by the tackle on the outside. You can see the sort of defensive end / outside backer number 5 on the far side for the Warriors. He's a really tall, lengthy lad, and it's really hard when you've got a guy like that to be able to get that leverage on the outside and pin them in. So even though that play wasn't able to break off for a long rush, still really positive signs in terms of being able to go back to that again later on through the drive or through the half. As we see empty again from the Aztecs.
Not for long.
This time number 31, Joey motioning into the backfield. QB's looking for somebody downfield. He can't find anybody, he's having to scramble, and he's able to find somebody, getting the ball out to number 86 there. So that will be Joshua Petrie coming up with the first down catch as the Aztecs continue to move the ball on this drive.
I thought he was saying that to Ampoma then, number 31, but so my camera work wasn't the best. But Ampoma's one hell of a running back. Like, once he gets the ball, once he gets his legs going, he's a very, very tough guy to bring down.
It's been a key theme for the Aztecs over the past few seasons. They've really done a good job of finding great running backs and getting them the opportunity to run with the ball in space. A little bit of a sprint out there, ball thrown on the wrong side of AJ Carr for him to be able to bring it in, and that will bring up 2nd and 10. And so they're coming out in that empty look again, this time seemingly with a little bit more of a bunch or a little bit of a stack inside. Receiver's coming into the backfield. I imagine he's going to motion out. He does not. He's helping in protection. He picks up the outside backer, blitzing off the edge as they're able to get the ball into the hands of number 2. They whistle it as incomplete. It's recovered by number 94, but they are calling that an incomplete pass. Personally, I think that was a fumble. If you catch the ball, get 2 feet down, you turn to run upfield and somebody punches the ball out, that is a fumble.
I don't think that's what happened. From what I saw, and again, I could be wrong, I thought he caught it as his feet were then coming down to touch the ground, he got hit and the ball came out. I don't think he'd made that second movement yet.
Fair. I think it was a very bang play. From my perspective, his head turned and went up the field. That's why I thought, but it was a very quick play. Yeah. And I think that generally, I would say that the way that officials call our games is more in the sense of plays like that, they're more likely to call them incomplete as opposed to catch and fumble. QB's looking for a pass there. He finds AJ Carr breaking through the seam, and he's able to get the ball down inside the red zone down to about the 11-yard line there. Really nice job. We saw him get open in the seams earlier on, but QB took off and ran instead in those situations. This time, able to get the ball in his hands, and that's a big chain mover there as now. Only 1 yard available in terms of you can go and get a first.
So if the Aztecs score here, do they go for 2 to make it a 2-score game? Because they're 1 point ahead at the moment.
I would maybe think so, but also maybe they want to keep their 2-point plays.
They've got it in their locker. We've seen them do 2-pointers this season.
Yeah, they've got quite an extensive set of sort of plays they run from the PAT set as they get the ball into Joshua Petrie's hands. He makes a guy spin. He spins and makes 2 players miss, and that is now a touchdown. A fantastic player there. So Joshua Petrie, former Brighton QB, now playing out a receiver, and I believe he had a feat of scoring, throwing and running in a touchdown in the same game. and those athletic abilities there put on display as he scores a fantastic touchdown. Continuing the long trend of Huey Bullets players stepping up for the Bristol Aztecs and contributing in a big way.
They've got to fake it, and they've got to fake it.
Instead, they don't. They just have a very clean PAT unit as they get the extra point, and that will make it a 6-point game.
No, it's an 8-point game.
8 points?
Yeah. It was 17-16. And the Aztecs just scored. Yeah. Sorry.
See, I thought where the score was the right way around. I thought you were saying they wanted to go for 2 because they would have gone and then got into a 7-point game. I didn't realise.
No, that would have put it to a 9. Yeah.
In that case, then yes, actually that would have been a very sensible go for 2. But equally, 8 points. The ball is in the Warriors' court still, you know.
Yeah.
And they've got a big drive ahead of them as well. After moving the ball so far and getting themselves pushed back in once you got close to an area that you could have got points, they've definitely got some things to do on this drive to get themselves back in this game.
Absolutely. But the beauty of it is that we know they're up for it as well, right? And capable.
It's definitely been a physical game start this half, so I'm expecting a lot more of the same as we get the kickoff there. Falls a little bit shorter than expected, but good job looking for a lane. He's able to bounce outside as he's going around the sideline. Makes another 2-3 players miss before eventually being brought down. As once again, none of them judged to be. So Warriors offense coming out on the field now. Offensive line looking a little bit slow, maybe.
Be nice, Tom.
I am nice.
Be
I think
friendly.
it's a very difficult game for them. Obviously, they've got a very difficult defensive unit to go up against. We will see how they do on this drive here. A lot of motion start. They get the ball out to number 3, trying to sort of move the line of scrimmage out to the side, find a cutback, but good discipline inside to not let that break big, and that will bring up second and about, I would say, 5.5, 6.
Yeah, it's like right in the middle, isn't it? Yeah. 5.5, second and 5.5. Good first down play. A good play on a first down.
So Warriors coming out in that trip snub set again. Looks like they've got some space to that trip side, but they hand it off. Really good job to try and make that first guy miss, but unable to find any space there. Really good defense by the Aztecs, filling up those gaps in the run game and able to, I think, move them back by about a yard. Yeah, it doesn't seem like the sticks have moved. And so a big third down for the Warriors coming up already. And so QB dropping back. And is that grounding? There was no receiver in the area and it fell in bounds. Who was he throwing to?
The grounding calls always get me, right? Because was he in the pocket? I was told there was 3 things, right? Player near the ball, got to be out the pocket, and you've got to throw it past the second down marker, right?
You've got to throw it, if it's going to be, you've got to throw it, I think, out of bounds, but it's still got across the marker.
Yeah.
But essentially, none of those criteria were fulfilled.
Yeah.
So
I always get thrown by it because it seems inconsistent. Anyway, punt here, great punt, and fair caught here for AJ Carr, and that was a fantastic series from the defense there. We're seeing the Warriors offense march back off. It feels like they're only on the field for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I mean, they did a really nice job. Obviously, first down run was pretty solid, but they bounced back making the big stop on second down and then got the pressure to force an incompletion on that third down. And so now you're probably hoping that you use up a bit of the clock in this situation. You know, obviously you don't want to just sit on the lead here and just hope you can run the game
you want a nice long drive here, you know, to chew up clock while scoring. Like that's, you want that combination. You know, it's almost a tragedy if you get
you want to force
an 80-yard play.
You want to force that Warriors offense to just stay on the sideline and just get a little bit tense, you know.
Yeah, chug down on the defense.
And so nice job there getting to outside run with that motion, but looks like they were able to stuff it for only a minimal gain. So nice play design, and looked like they might have had the blocking, but obviously good job up front by the Warriors shedding those blocks and getting that tackle. And so 2nd and 9 kind of goes away from that sort of principles we were talking about, right? You want to be able to move the ball and sort of put on some pressure, use a bit of clock, but you find yourselves in situations like 2nd and 9 and suddenly, you know, if you run the ball and it doesn't get your yardage, now you're in a difficult third down.
Exactly.
Or you're throwing the ball, and obviously that always creates the risk that you get drops and things of that nature. But we'll see how things go as their tight end now lines up in running back alignment in the pistol, as AJ Carr goes in motion as well. Number 29 follows him across. And very, very close to getting first down there. But ball goes in and out the hands of the receiver on the slant. And that brings up that challenging 3rd and 9 here. So we will see what they're able to do. Wonder how aggressive they're going to be. Obviously, you don't want any mistakes here. You know, got with the punts unit, we've seen that they've got a good punt unit.
Do you think it's best here then to just take a run play and then punt it if you don't get it? Like, is that the best opportunity?
I think something quick here. Get a little quick receiver screen going. Don't want to try and call anything that's going to likely risk anything, but here we get a lovely pass out to AJ Carr. He's able to get a ton of yardage, and I think if the Warriors are going to be looking back at their film from today and thinking, if these teams do match up in the finals, how do we adjust and improve? They have to be a lot better at defending that middle of the field. Slot receivers have just been really able to get open in that area. We've seen a lot of in-breaking routes from the outside, able to, you know, some of them have hit hands and got dropped, but there have been a lot of open receivers in that middle of the field that the Warriors really need to start doing a better job of taking away.
So ball here now on the Aztecs 37-yard line, 1st and 10.
Able to spin away, but overthrew it there. And it looked like they were just trying to run stick, which is a pretty common football concept. But on those quick passes, if you're not able to get that quick throw out, you very much find yourself stuck. So a really good job by the QB being able to try and get out and just try and make something happen.
You do get stuck with stick, don't you? Stick is stuck. It's a sticky play that you can get stuck on when you play stick.
Well done, Steve.
No, I'm just saying.
You win the you win the Wordplay of the Year award. It's the sun on his forehead. He's getting dizzy.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying myself. All right. I can't say the same for you, Tom. All right.
I never enjoy anything.
I never enjoy myself.
QB dropping back, and he's able to find somebody in the seam again. Almost able to connect, but not quite.
I think a lot of these further downfield passes, they seem a little bit more. That, like, you need an acrobat to catch them. Like, they're a little bit more spectacular than the stuff that they're doing shorter. The short passes seem a lot more sure, a lot more within the catching sphere of the receiver.
And I think a lot of that
stood up receiver, should I say?
I think a lot of that is due to the way that the Warriors play defense. Obviously, they've got those two safeties back, which means that anything that's going deep over the middle of the field, there's a lot less space there, and they can close that space down quickly. Sometimes those things look open, but then with how fast their DBs are, they can take it away. So it's really that space just behind the linebackers, but before the safeties, that's the space that you want to be able to try and capitalise on.
He's in trouble here.
But we see a massive completion there by AJ Carr. QB spun out of the situation, somehow managed to make the play, but there is a flag on the near side of the field, so we'll see what that is for. I would suspect that's likely going to be moving the play back, but nonetheless, an incredible play by QB and receiver to move the chains when it definitely looked like the play was dead there. And so we get
an ineligible player downfield, yeah. Number 73, they've called him out on the offense here. They're messing with the sticks, but they shouldn't be. I don't know what they're doing. They're moving the sticks on the sideline. They shouldn't be moved. Yeah, back where it should be, which is good. I think what it was that they moved them a bit too soon, pending the penalty. We were popular with the spam comments today. We've got about 400 people watching live, or just on YouTube. Probably triple that on Facebook. Not bad. Thanks for watching, guys, those of you that are. And we see the defense. Oh, sorry, not the defense. The punt team coming on here for the Aztecs. That penalty just really killed that drive, didn't it? It was such a good reception by Carr as well at such a crucial time. But anyway, Spencer Cutland back in to punt here, left of your screen. And a lot of pressure there from the Warriors, and Cutland uncharacteristically kicks it very high and not very far. It gets down roughly at the 50-yard line. They are marking it bang on the 50-yard line, right in front of us here, and the Warriors will take over with a fresh set of downs, and for a new series, 1st and 10
and
into Aztecs territory.
And it's obviously a big drive here for the Warriors. They definitely need some points. I think you good now?
Yeah.
Perfect. Apologies. Even though it's absolutely beautiful and sunny, there's a little bit of a breeze, which was chilly enough to force me to throw a hoodie on. As QB sprints out looking for a play, and he's able to find his receiver there, and that's a really nice job on 1st down. And I think we're going to keep seeing that going forward. I think we got passing on 1st down, whether it's the start of a drive or start of a set of downs, just being that bit more aggressive, trying to push the ball, and it's so much easier to open up that run game on 2nd and 4, 2nd and 2 than it is on that 1st and 10.
Absolutely, yeah. So ball now on the 32-yard line. No, it can't be. 37-yard line. Sorry. With it being 45-yard half, kills me. And very faint yellow lines.
And looks like that play was a little bit slower than you expected. It looked like the quarterback was having to wait quite a while for that jet mesh. But if anything, that played into the hands of the offense there, because those players all committed to that jet, opening up that lane for the QB to go and get that 1st down, and that will bring us to the 4th quarter. With the score still being 24-16.
Yes, 24-16 to the Aztecs, as we see the refs just making the necessary arrangements to change the field, and gives us a great opportunity to let you know that today's game is sponsored by, or our coverage of the game, should I say, sponsored by Warlord, which is a new movie starring, would you believe it, Billy Boyd, who's from Lord of the Rings. And he's alongside cast members of Baldur's Gate 3, Harry Potter, and Battlestar Galactica. It's out now on Amazon Prime, guys. So switch this off and go and watch that, all right?
I'm sure we're in for an exciting 4th quarter, but
it doesn't matter.
I'm sure that Warlord is just as fantastic.
Yeah, Warlord is more important than Brit Ball.
As you can see, if you need nice things said by anybody, get in touch with Sport Tank and we'll say lovely things
We
about
will
you.
gas you like no one else.
As we see quads formation by the Warriors. And they find throw the ball out to their ISO matchup. But
That's got to be a flag. Yeah, I mean, there was a put. I'd zoom right in on that.
I think that's
and there
uncatchable.
was a push right at the end. No.
The receiver makes no effort to come back for the ball, and it fell 2 yards short.
The receiver was running backwards, trying to get it, and he got pushed over.
Very minimal contact, and the receiver made no attempt to come back for the ball. I'm shocked that flag was thrown compared to other flags that referees in this country throw on PIs. However, like completely objectively, probably should be thrown, but I think with the benchmark that they generally set, I'm surprised they made that call.
Really?
They call things uncatchable when it's not.
I feel like we're dealing with some trauma that you've got.
That could be partly it.
I think I'm dealing with offensive coordinator trauma, right? And it's fine, and you know, air it. It's fine. What I'm saying, Tom, is I don't see eye to eye with what you're saying, but I appreciate that you're using this opportunity to share it.
We don't see eye to eye because you're 5'8", Steve.
Yeah, I am. Anyway, ball dropped and bounced right back into QB's arms as he makes the best of a bad situation there. But they're saying that the defense were offside. The defense is saying that it's a false start.
And it has been given as offside, so that will move the Warriors forward by 5 yards. It feels like the game's definitely got a bit of, it's definitely got a little bit chippy. I think that both sides obviously really want to win this game. You know, even if it doesn't matter in the standings, neither of these teams want to come away with a loss. And I think that for momentum for the Aztecs, it'll be huge to get that home win here and give the Warriors a little bit more to think about going into the playoffs and a potential final matchup between the two, as he's able to find a guy on that quick slant, but it goes in and out the hands again. And it's definitely been a surprise today, the amount of passes that have hit hands and not been caught. Obviously, fantastic sets of DBs on both sides of the field, making it very challenging to make those tough catches. But at the same time, at this level, you definitely expect the execution to be a little bit sharper, trying to take every opportunity you can, because there's not a lot of opportunities to get open at this level.
What is it 2nd and 5? Because I know that the penalty, it just doesn't look like it from this angle, but yeah, 2nd and 5, and the ball it's in the red zone, and it's a timeout for the Warriors here. Hopefully we'll hear the referee say the time. Go on, Ollie, shout. No, we didn't hear him. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares?
So what
it's just a live stream.
What have you made of this game so far, Steve?
Do you know what, mate? I've loved it. We've had so many, like the last couple live streams we've had have been really good games, and this one has lived up to my expectations so far. You know, you want scoring, you want different types of play, you want turnovers. And you want it to be a close game, and it's still a close game. It's still a one-score game here. So yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed it today.
And we see the Warriors still trying to use that quads. Look, they get the ball out to the flat, but once again, another pass in and out the hands of a receiver. That one a little bit tougher, I guess, on the backside. It can be quite challenging when you're running a flat to then have to turn and open up inside, especially when you're playing against a defense that so often, both of these defenses, ball gets into hands and there's often a DB right there to come and hit you. So you're kind of expecting that if you're being turned inside, you're expecting that a defender's going to be coming flying downhill. But obviously this time he was open and he just couldn't turn and make that catch. And so that will bring up a 3rd and 5 here for the Warriors.
Yep.
Who
so I was just
need
changing
a
the
touchdown.
scoreboard to Q4 as confusing some of our loyal viewers.
So still in that quads look with trips out to the far side and a sort of wing in line.
Is that another timeout?
I believe it's a delay of game.
See, does he do the old genie thing? Yep.
It definitely seems like the Warriors have been a bit slow at times coming in and out the huddle, getting their play calls off.
And we know they've got a no huddle option, but that was with that other QB.
might fall into the maybe they're trying some different things. Maybe
Exactly
they
what I was
haven't
about
got them
to say.
all.
Some adjustments, you know, some things that you know that they think are going to work, and it's not so easy to communicate that stuff in.
Big loss here going down into sort of what could 3rd and 5 is a lot more easy to convert than 3rd and 10, but still coming out with the same formation. They'll see what they run here. They get a switch release on the outside when they look over the middle and find number 5, number 1 in the seam, and that is a touchdown.
Is it? It is a touchdown. Oh my goodness!
Very
what a
nice
play
there. We saw the route that's really been working for both teams has been that deep over, where generally you're sort of trying to get about 10 yards downfield on your hashes, across the opposite side of the field to about 20 yards. You're getting that zone between where the outside the backers sort of low zones finish, and those deeper zones where they're dropping back to cover over the top. There's that space inside. So
they're going for 2.
Finding a lot of space there, and they will now go for 2.
To tie it.
We see the receivers lining up again, once again in quads, opens up that ISO on the backside, but now they've motioned across, and easy rush in for 2, but he is stopped. And
he's in!
They have said he's in.
Yep.
Really nice play design there. Looked like it was going to be a walk-in touchdown until somebody shed their block, and yeah, it looked very close, but they have said that is a successful 2 points, and so the game is now tied 24-24 here in the 4th quarter down at Dings Crusaders Rugby Club. What a game.
It's awesome. Such a good game, man.
I think the best part about this is it's very rare that you get the matchups between the sort of the best teams in the country. So to be able to have the opportunity to come and watch these 2 teams play, be able to live stream it for everybody, and to see the quality of football being at the level that it is, I think it's a fantastic showcase for the sport. And don't want to make too many waves, but you know, maybe a national prem in senior ball might open up the opportunity to see even more of these types of matchups going forward.
You think there should be a national league?
I don't know whether there should or shouldn't. There's a million things to consider. However, on paper,
it's not a million. There's not a million, mate. I'm sorry.
Right, so basically, take away the logistics elements of it.
It's about 4 things.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's like, do the teams want to spend money to travel
and time to travel, and you know, yeah, it's happened before. It's done before. Second time out here for the Warriors. An odd time to call a timeout.
I think
like they were changing
wondering
personnel.
if they're going for the onside kick potentially.
Well, they telegraphed that if they are, but I'd be disappointed if they did.
Instead, it's a normal kickoff going nice and deep. Looking for a lane there. He's not quite able to find a big lane, but we got a little bit of a pushing and shoving in the middle of the field.
Is that the abominable? Yeah, it is. It is. Number 15. The abominable Josh Ricketts there causing trouble. And he's, it's all broken up now. Everyone's friends. And we can get on with the game. 1st and 10 here for this Aztecs offense.
Only in brickball would you see the kicker being able to come in and usher his player away and break up a fight.
I can't see the lines. The ball looks like it's around the 24-yard line-ish.
So this time looks like again a bit of counter-action working. Only good for a few yards there. Curious to see whether the Aztecs are going to sort of try and take their time a little bit with this drive and try and, you know, just move the ball down the field as best they can while trying to take the time out of the game. Seems like there's a potential fumble. Warriors seem to be signalling that they've managed to get the ball and recover it.
Just waiting for the refs to confirm.
No,
time on, no, carry on, 2nd down.
Game can go on as with the Aztecs still in possession of the ball. I'm curious how the player came out of the huddle, but they weren't flagged for 12 men in the huddle, but maybe I just didn't see that properly. There's Sean Cook motions into the backfield to the running back. AJ Carr now motioning across the field as they run that sprint out, and they find him out in the flat, and a very good catch there to bring up 3rd and 2 or 3 yards. And this is exactly what the Aztecs want. If they're able to move the ball down the field and take time out of the clock, either get themselves a touchdown or a field goal, and put the Warriors in a situation where they have to consider the clock and the score.
Win a field goal sort of thing. That's what someone said in the comments, actually.
Well, the last time that happened on this field, I believe that was the Blitz doing that instead of the Aztecs. So I'm sure that the Aztecs would love to win the game on a field goal as time expires and get that memory out of their minds. It looks like there should be a free play there, but no flag on the field. Doesn't matter for AJ Carr as he goes and gets himself to the halfway line.
Wow.
Might have been the case where he didn't drop back all the way.
Oh,
but
AJ
he's
just
now
got
gonna
done for
get himself a
taunting.
flag as well.
Why did he do that? Gestured to their sideline. Obviously don't know what he said, but it's a taunting cause, 15 yards going the other way. Still first down, but 1st and 10 from basically where they just had the ball.
And yeah, like obviously you just don't want to be putting yourselves in those situations. You're going to have to see this team again. You're going to have plenty of opportunities to have your bragging rights. And you've done so well in this game. Your play does all the talking.
The ball is literally back where it started, the original line of scrimmage, should I say, rather than where the ball was thrown from. But it is 1st and 10, so I don't know, the last 4 plays have just been wiped off, really, apart from there are stats for them.
As long
there's no progress in terms of the ball position.
I mean, if you want to big brain it, if they're going to be able to move the ball down the field, they've been able to take about 2 minutes off the clock. But unfortunately, you don't know whether you're going to move the ball down the field when that happens at the time, so you can't necessarily say you're planning for it.
Master plan.
Another sprint out there, this time to the left, and he's able to find number 9. That is Noah Clark making the big catch there. And this has been a really nice job so far by the Aztecs on this drive. I really like the way they've been using that sprint out to try and get the QB on the move, force the linebackers to try and push out across into coverage, and so far is getting some nice easy throws out to the flats to be able to get some yards down the field. And on 2nd and 1, we'll see whether they just try and keep that clock moving and just pick up the yard that they need, or whether they try and use this opportunity to be aggressive and push the ball down the field. Handoff here on the outside zone. And
that looks good for the first down yardage, does it? Yeah, you can see where the ref stood on the far side, and that's going to move the sticks, and another fresh set of downs here for the Aztecs.
Yeah, really nice job there. Defense did quite a nice job. Looked like number 38, the outside backer, came down, had to be blocked in the back to be able to get him away from being able to make the play. But good job by the defense, shedding the blocks to be able to stop it from getting further down the field than just a couple of yards. QB tries to pump fake, and he just about manages to get to the line of scrimmage. Great job by number 90 there, coming up with, I think technically it's a tackle rather than a sack, as he did.
He got over the line of scrimmage, but it was just a really good tackle there. Again, that burst of speed that we've seen from this QB over those first 5 yards, he just stopped it, killed it dead. 2nd and 10.
Yeah. And you can see, I don't think he was, it wasn't necessarily a sort of opportunistic scramble that time. It was much more of a, there are no options, I need to take as many yards as I can possibly get to limit the damage, as we now see 2nd and 10. QB dropping back, looking to the trip side. He's got a couple of receivers coming open, but throws it across, and there was a flag in the backfield, so we'll see what that is for. I'm assuming most likely holding, but we will see.
Got someone tuning in from Oklahoma City. Lovely, thank you very much.
And so
always nice to see. Now the comments popping up with all the fake locations that people say they're watching from. But holding on the offense here. 10 yards from the previous spot, 2nd and 10 now.
2nd and 20 even.
Sorry, 2nd and 20, apologies. But someone's asking about time. We don't know about the time. We will give you the time as soon as we hear any time updates. It's usually not until, well, I'd say the timeouts are called, but they're not saying the time when they're calling the timeouts at the moment. But as soon as we hear anything, we'll let you guys know. But we are in the 4th quarter. We're probably about halfway through it. Tom, would you say? Oh!
A very good job there by the QB to get out of it. Looks like it should. Referee pointed.
Players are okay.
It's like noting that there had been a blindside hit, but didn't flag it, and that is pretty surprising. Obviously, we saw a similar incident in the East Kent game.
That was a lot more blatant, wasn't it? That was shocking, that one. But QB manages to pick up about 8 yards on that play, so 3rd and 12. Ball is at around the 38-yard line.
And a big stop here needed for the Warriors. If they can get this offense off the field, that would be huge for them. Because right now, the Aztecs offense, even though they've been moved back a couple of times with various things, has a bit of momentum going at the moment. That seems like a blatant PI that's missed. Number 44, I think that's Niall Ashworth, pushing him to the ground before the ball came in. But that will bring up 4th and 12.
Right, here's a question. If you're from an Aztecs perspective, is that a successful series?
No, because you should have been down at the 25 if it wasn't for the penalties that you forced on yourself.
But you've taken a lot of time off the board.
But they're not leading.
But you're not because they're tied.
If anything, you've now made it harder for yourself, because if the Warriors can drive down the field, you've got very little time to come back and answer.
Okay. Cheers, Tom.
But we will see what the field position is like with this punt. It looks like a good punt, and it doesn't look like it's going to be returned, but it only bounces out to about the 20. And I'm assuming that it's not going to be a fun evening for the officials, sort of breaking down, looking over the game, as both sides of the field are not particularly happy with the calls that are not being thrown. It's mostly been, I think, sort of incidents off the ball where players are thinking that referees have not got eyes on them, just able to hit players from behind or in the back or something. And I think, if anything, all of this just builds up so that if we do have these two match up in the final, it is going to be a very physical game, I am sure. As we get a two-back look from the Warriors, hand off with a lead block from the other running back, but that is stopped short. That will be maybe a yard. It's bringing up 2nd and 9.
Yeah. So someone asking about what stream is Sports Tank? We're not called Sports Tank. We're called Sport Tank. It's 1S. What are we doing next week? We don't have one next week. Although we think, is it Wembley? Is it next week? So we know that the final, is it a final? It is a final, I think. Southern final.
And a big catch there by number 16, able to get about 15 yards there.
So the SFC 1 final between the Wembley Stallions and the East Kent Mavericks is going to be live streamed by Depth Chart. So yeah, follow them. They'll release info during the week. But we know about that. So yeah, we'll be watching that one. But yeah, this is. I think we'll live stream maybe one more game, which would be either the Cats and the Cheetahs against whoever wins that game, the Wembley Stallions and the Kent Mavericks, East Kent Mavericks. But that's to be confirmed.
And so this time we've seen, for the first time I can recall for a while, Aztecs defense doing a really nice job of bottling up the QB run there. Still got them about 3 yards, so bringing up 2nd and 7. So still very manageable territory for the Warriors, but much better response from the Aztecs against that QB run.
Yeah.
And we'll see when they get into that two-back set whether they continue to try and use that QB run element, or whether they try and use the threat of the QB's legs to open up other things. As they come out with a quads look to the boundary with a tight end sort of wing attached. Motion with number 2, hand off to the jet sweep. Safety coming down to
and
run.
he just
As
tripped.
he stumbles.
Yeah.
Ball came out after his knee had hit the ground, and so that will bring up about 3rd and 4.
He looked more up for any player in a play than anyone else I've ever seen. You see him going in motion, I was like, man, that guy's going to get the ball and angry run it. And then unfortunately he stumbles just before he makes contact. And he was really upset with himself. You could just see from his body language. But
and he's an absolute fantastic player.
Yeah, he's
had
awesome.
the fortune to see him a little bit at Kent a couple of years ago when in our final season before we got relegated, playing some slot receiver there before he went over to the Warriors. Played a little bit out in Germany as well. Incredibly electric player with the ball in his hands and a very big threat in motion as well because the defence has to respond to what he's doing. That should be a flag. There were multiple players in motion.
Yeah, it's gone. And also they had no one on the line this side, so they were in illegal formation.
You don't have to have a player on the line on both sides of the field. You just have to have 2 skill players on the line. So you can have, say, a tight end on one side and a wide receiver on the line outside, and that just means that the tight end's ineligible.
Right. I didn't know that. But
so in theory, whenever you see a team with four players on one side and a running back in the backfield, that means that one of their players is going to have to be ineligible. But we've seen that penalty for the illegal shift.
Yeah, it was illegal shift.
Declined, and so that will make it 4th and 7. Both offenses struggling to move the ball into scoring territory.
This game is starting to get really tense. I love it. It's
and that's a solid punt, but it's taken a dead bounce, and so it won't get down towards the end zone. Instead, it will be picked up. Still a good punt down to the 13, so a lot of territory for the Aztecs to make up if they want to get themselves into the opportunity to score points. However, we've seen both of these teams have the ability to move the ball with one play and flip the field, so we will see whether they are able to get themselves into territory to score and take the lead.
If the Aztecs are going to do something on this drive, they have to cut out those penalties. I mean, that taunting one on AJ was just crushing. He just didn't need to do it. Just ruin the drive, and they just got to stop all that. Discipline, win the game.
And so first down rush, not successful there. Really nice job by the Warriors, shedding blocks and rallying to make the tackle. So that will bring up 2nd and 9, as we've heard there should be just under about 6 minutes or so left. So over the halfway point of the 4th quarter, and definitely down to crunch time in this tie game. And so nobody jumped on the fake snap, but they hand it off. Really nice kick-out block there from the offensive line, and they're able to get that run forward. Looking at about 3rd and 4.
Just quick, get that motion again with 2 in motion. We're going to call it jet and ends going up the field, okay? So we're not going to scrape exchange, end on that, get upfield, take care of 2.
And so big 3rd down here. Obviously, if the Warriors can get a stop, that will be huge to give them more time and field to work with. But obviously we've seen this Aztecs offense has been pretty good in some of these 3rd down situations, especially those manageable 3rd downs. So big challenge ahead of the Warriors here. As the Aztecs come out in empty again. QB dropping back, looking for his outside pass, but instead he takes the ball up the middle, and he's able to find a good chunk of yardage there, probably about a 15-yard scramble or so. Really nice job there. I'm not sure whether it was a designed QB draw or whether he just sort of looked at his first read and moved off, but we saw earlier they called a stick concept. He dropped back, didn't have anything open and had to sort of
Got
scramble
stuck, didn't
around. Exactly.
Yeah.
But now did a better job of learning from that. He drops back, sees that read isn't open, takes off up the middle, and the Warriors have to be thinking maybe in those third and shorts, do we need to bring an extra player down into that box to try and take away that QB run option in future situations? QB dropping back, finds his receiver out in the flat, but a really strong tackle there. Looks like number 20, I believe that's Malachi Slew, who's played a bit of quarterback over with the Kingston Cougars, as well as some safety for them, and obviously been a very strong player on this Warriors defense for a couple of seasons, bringing up 2nd and 8. And does feel like the Aztecs are trying to use up a little bit more time between plays here. Conscious that obviously they need to move the ball, but as much time as they can take up is good for them in this situation while they have the ball. Looks for a pass out wide, but unable to find anything as 4 Warriors end up on top of the quarterback, and that doesn't look like a fun place to be.
That was a sack. It was a loss of yardage on that play. So great stuff there from the Warriors. Brings up 3rd and 9.
Big third down here. We saw earlier on that third and 3. Generally in third and shorter situations, the Aztecs have been really strong, but now you get into 3rd and longer, and you're putting the Warriors an opportunity to let some of their rushers come downfield. Maybe they want to send a bit of pressure here. We'll see what they do, but obviously much harder to convert in these situations as the Aztecs come out and empty before motioning Emmanuel into the backfield. And a lovely catch there by St. Robinson. And that was a really nice concept there. So from the near side, we had double posts trying to sort of clear out and force the DBs to cover over in space. That slot receiver from the far side is coming over on that over underneath. And we were able to open up one of those posts, coming back to the ball a little bit short to make that catch. And 2-minute warning at the 39-yard line, big time.
So the Warriors have got 1 timeout left, and the Aztecs have 3. Aztecs in the driving seat here, at the wheel, as it were, and looking good to break this deadlock.
Outside handoff, but a really nice job by number 90, shed that initial block, and so he will only lose a couple of yards there. And is this the Aztecs telling us that they can kick from a million miles away, or do you think that's just a safe, conservative first play of the... And the Warriors have used their final timeout to stop the clock there.
See if we can hear Ollie here say the time. Last time out for the Warriors. No.
And so at
Why
worst,
is he not saying the time?
and so at worst, if the Warriors were to get them to stop, but the clock was to be running twice because they stay in bounds and run the ball, in theory, they could find themselves with potentially about 40 seconds maybe left on the clock at worst, I would suspect. But obviously that would depend on the ball being in bounds and not converting. This is when coordinators that have their little chart with the time left and the timeouts and stuff comes in handy. So you're not having to think about these things, but sometimes it can also be hard to get the time from the officials, so that you always find yourselves in those late game situations like, where did the time go? How did we lose all that time? Or a minute ago you said it was 1:30 and 10 seconds has gone and now it's 50 seconds left or whatever. But we will see. We'll see how they manage the clock here, and obviously we'll see what the Warriors do. No timeouts if they do get the ball back, putting themselves in a situation where they're definitely going to have to go hurry up. As AJ Carr goes in motion. Pass out to the flat. He's able to make the first guy miss. He makes another guy miss. He's running down the sideline. And he is now definitely into field goal territory here, getting down to the 25-yard line. As we see a Warriors player down on the field. And it looks like the officials are going to take a referee's injury timeout for the player to be attended to.
It's a big 94 is down for the Warriors. He's just being seen to. We'll keep you updated. People saying this geezer thinks that we're being biased. Announce about bias. Turn us off, Graham. Go and do something else. Kills me.
I don't know how we could be biased towards the Aztecs. Do you know how much it hurts having to look at all this orange?
Yeah. Just nonsense. But yeah, the player's down, just being seen to. He's just being helped up, so it's good to see that, and hopefully we'll see him again. Oh no, he's got a bit of a limp on him, but he's okay. He's okay. Good. So hopefully we'll see him again. Just being clapped off here.
And so you would expect the Aztecs here to just try and run the ball out, just get as many yards as you can. But realistically, you're probably looking to try and just make sure you're in a position to get a good field goal.
Go and turn it off. Go and do something else. It's ridiculous. Making me want the Aztecs to win. Go Aztecs!
We see a handoff outside there to number 26, Emmanuel, and he manages to keep himself in bounds and gets about 5 yards there. So a little bit closer for a field goal at this point, whilst obviously eating up that clock as much as possible. And the Aztecs will be in no hurry here to get the play off, as they want to use that clock up. Number 26 motioning into the pistol alignment. AJ Carr goes across in motion. Handoff following his guard on that power play. And good job able to make the tackle and stop that play from breaking big. But it will bring up what I think will be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, just reading this statement. Someone said about a statement from the Oxford Saints that they've published. We're just reading it. We're not going to comment on it, but thanks for pointing it out to us. We'll probably do some sort of coverage on it, but not for this for this live stream. Anyway, back to the game. So 3rd and what's that? A 2? 3rd and 2? Long 2?
I would say 3 to be contrarian.
Oh, of course you would. Yeah. That's what makes us such a great team. We're like a buddy cop film for everyone.
Comment section doesn't seem to like us though.
No, there's a couple of people who think we're biased. Gary House saying here, what are the chances of a field goal being blocked and then run back by the Warriors? Oh my God, I think my head would explode, Gary. Chances are slim, but that's what I want now.
You sure you want that? I thought you hated the Warriors.
Well, I did until Gary made that pointed that out to me, and I was like, actually, that suggestion is great. Now I want the Warriors to win in that way.
You're so open-minded, Steve.
I know, yeah. I fold like a deck chair, I do.
The power of public pressure.
Yeah, that's suggestion. He hasn't pressured me. Yeah, I just think that's a great idea, Gary.
And the QB looks like he's going for the end zone, but not quite. Looks like he put a little bit too much on it, and receiver didn't look to be at full speed either. He seemed like he was trying to leave a bit of cushion to go onto it, but not quite able to get there. We are going to see a field goal, unaware of whether that's going to be final play of the game, or whether there's more time left on the clock. I would assume that we're not quite at time yet. We got wind is behind the kick. A gusty-ish breeze of about sort of 14 miles an hour currently. So it should be easy enough to get the legs on it. The question is, will he get the accuracy to put it between the posts?
Fake it. Just fake it.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. And the kick is good. Or is it no good? Wow.
No good. Oh my God. The sideline here celebrating like it was good. It did look good.
It's so hard to see from that side-on angle.
Yeah.
Especially without a net to help. But my goodness, not like that. I 100% thought that was good. And now, very interesting situation with very little time left and no timeouts. And the Warriors coming out on field.
7 seconds left. You think? So we think there's 7 seconds left, which we are desperately trying to sort of find out. But
pitchy pitchy woo woo.
We're not on the sideline. Sorry.
Pitchy pitchy woo woo. Is it pitchy pitchy woo woo?
Oh, what the old yeah. Just play a bit of rugby, lads. Yeah. Oh man, if the Warriors win this, it's just like, what a game. Like, I hate it. Oh yeah, there's a towel on the field. That's weird. Let's see what happens here.
Empty. QV's dropping back, looking for somebody open. He finds somebody out on the sideline. He's looking for a lane, but he is going to be tackled. It looks like he's just about out of bounds.
And they've moved the sticks. Obviously picked up a first down. The ball, they're just into the Aztecs territory right now. About 44-yard line, right in front of us here.
As they go into quads to the near side, you assume they're going to send everybody they can down the field. And the Aztecs have taken a timeout. They want to make sure that they've got everything 100% correct for this, 9 seconds remaining, we heard from the official there.
Seconds. Wow.
I'm going to assume we misheard initially, as opposed to the Warriors gaining 2 seconds on a play that took 5.
We've got someone saying that the Warriors will win. The disappointment in Steve's voice when it missed, so biased. Did I have disappointment? Yeah, probably, I don't know. Yeah, whatever.
I mean, it would be great in some ways if this game ended in a tie. We don't like ties generally, but
I'll lob you off of this tower. What are you talking about? Ties. Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to let you in a little secret. Next week's ALB post that we're doing is about should ties be allowed in regular season games.
Oh, I'm 100% here for regular season overtime. Don't get me wrong. However, in terms of building up for the potential final, which could feature these two teams, tying this game would be very interesting going into that. As the ball goes out to the sideline, he's caught on a knee.
He wound his arm as if to say the play.
Yeah, the clock is running because he caught the ball down on a knee. So he can't get out of bounds.
Yeah.
So that should be the end of the game.
Yeah, it is.
And that is the end of the game. The game has finished in a tie, 24-24. As I mean, the Warriors had already won this from Prem South regular season championship, but that's now confirmed as the final fixture for both of these teams has ended. So the Warriors will go 9-0-1. The Aztecs will go 7-2-1 on the season, and that sets up the Warriors hosting the Coventry Phoenix, and the Aztecs will be travelling up to Manchester for the third time to play in the Premiership semi-finals, leading up to the big one, Brit Bowl, at Butts Park Arena in Coventry on the 7th of September.
Abby just pointing out that it's a 24-24 tie, in case you didn't already read it on the screen. But there is no overtime here, so for those asking. We don't do overtime in regular season. I believe there should be. I think it's more exciting. Ties are boring. Anyway, but enough about me. What a great game we've had here today. It just down to the wire. Could have gone either way. Opportunities for both teams. So as Thomas said, we've got the Aztecs will now travel north to the Manchester Titans, and the Coventry Phoenix will travel south to play the London Warriors in the semi-finals of the Premier. The winners of those two games will then play Bristol 37, I think. Sounds about right.
Say it in Roman numerals.
Bristol XXXVII. Don't mess with me and Roman numerals, guys. All right. Why no overtime? I don't know, but I'm going to post it. We're going to post about it on Tuesday on our social media. You can go and vote A or B, and we can just maybe we'll put a petition together. We'll get it discussed in Parliament, and then obviously BAFA can do nothing about it, which will be great. Anyway, what I will say before we go is there's a little known film that's out on Amazon Prime right now. I say little known, lots of people know it, but I just wanted to let you guys know about it because they sponsored us today. They sponsored Sport Tank today. It's called Warlord. You can see it on screen there. It's a new movie starring Billy Boyd from Lord of the Rings, if you've seen that, alongside cast members of Baldur's Gate 3, Harry Potter and Battlestar Galactica. It's on Amazon Prime, as I said. Go and watch it. And Tom, anything else to say before we shoot?
No, nothing from me. Obviously, I think it's been a fantastic game. I think fascinating that this matchup ended in a tie. I thought really strong performance from both sides, even when they could be, trying to keep the powder dry for a potential finals matchup. But even so, they still just went out on the field, put a lot of fantastic plays out there. So I suspect both of these teams will perform very strongly in their semi-finals matchup. If I had to give a prediction, I would expect that both of those would come away as winners, and we will see a repeat in the final. But the beautiful thing about football is it doesn't always go the way you expect, so we'll have to watch those games very closely and see how they pan out. So
we've been told we've had
nothing,
great commentary. We've been told we've been biased. It's been a roller coaster of emotions for us here today, but we fully enjoyed ourselves no matter what. And I think we'll be back potentially for one more. But like I said, catch the next live stream next week. Wembley Stallions, East Kent Mavericks that we know of. There may be others being live streamed. We'll let you know through Sport Tank through the week. Thanks very much for tuning in, guys. Take care.